Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Metal Mania Massacre, screaming schizophrenic, openly optimistic, opera orgasm, mainstream music murdering episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
Dude, I'm just going to keep adding pauses for effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you never know what's coming, dude.
Yeah, you really don't.
It's fucking terrifying. With me, you know what I'm saying? It's like, welcome to another episode of Your Mother's a Whore. No, I'm just joking. It could...
Josh can.
Well, actually...
Tune in next week to see our new name in LLC, and we got canceled. No, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead and hit them with that intro.
Joining us in the studio is Forthright. But again, only 2 of 3. God bless you.
Thank you.
I got Tyler Brown in frame with me.
TB is back. Episode 2 for you, sir. How are you doing?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
I'm good. And then we got Nicholas.
How's it going, everybody?
What? Do you have a good nickname?
Oh, I mean, people just call me Nick.
Saint Nick.
Saint Nick is one I get all the time.
I like Saint Nick a lot, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I dubbed him with the old tuberculosis.
That's pretty good.
The first time around.
I tell you what.
Hey,
if you,
dude.
Yeah.
Omnicron. No, just joking, bro. Yeah, dude.
If you want my high school nickname, people used to call me the Bulge.
Bulge.
Because my last name's Bulger. So.
Oh, damn. NB. We got two Bravo last names in here.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, really, yeah.
What do you got going on this week, Mr. Tommy?
Not much, man. Just a lot more editing, like always. We're still searching for Pang or Pang 2. Pang Jr., if you want to call it.
Yeah, Pang, part 2.
Yeah.
Part deuce.
To help with production and social media because we suck at it. Wow. Burping already.
Nick, do you know anybody that does looking for a producing job, that's probably not going to get paid with they'll get paid with probably I don't know, just like a pat on the back or like
good hangs.
Yeah, or like maybe tequila or like
dude.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Or like a college credit.
What do you guys
Oh, college credit.
Thomas, what are you guys drinking on?
We got some Terramana mixed with Red Bull Diesel, not that sugar-free shit. And then some brisk lemonade. Shook it all up with some ice and poured it. So good.
It's pretty good.
Hold on.
I need to get my bartender's license and do like that bartender guy on YouTube that makes all the crazy drinks. I need to start doing that every show.
When you just explained it right now, got me fucking chubbed.
Well, I'm empty if you want to mix it all up again.
No. What do I look like to you?
The bartender.
Dude, bartender. See, look, this is the drink of the gods right here, dude. That's all you need.
4 roses?
Just a little bit of that Quattro Roses. Single barrel.
Yeah, and I already fucked you guys. You guys got to stick to lights. Ta-da! No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe I'm feeling adventurous, man. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, being a metal-ish band, you guys could probably handle it.
Not me.
Damn, dude. But yeah, I don't know, man. I can mix you another one if you really truly want me to, Thomas,
or just give me the ingredients when you roll into the DOT dub.
I will say, because I know I'm going to need a refill here in a second because it's so good.
Dude.
I'm slurping it down.
It goes fast.
I just did mine as like a shot, and I was
it really goes fast.
Dangerous.
It is dangerous because one of two things. First off, I feel like we're all at least 1/8 Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just feel like it's in our heritage. You know what I'm saying? That's why Spanish is the second language here, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then secondly, dude, it just fucking... I don't know what he's putting in that shit, dude. If it's like Coke...
The Rock?
Or fucking what, dude? But you take a sip and it's gone.
Yeah, dude. It's almost like that like water bottle you pass around the party and you say there's vodka in it and there's not vodka in it.
Yeah.
But this stuff there's really that shit in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll let you mix it up because I will fuck it up. I don't claim to be a mixologist. Or whatever you call a bartender. Yeah, mixologist. I don't do that. It's not my forte, if you will. Yeah. But I will hand you the ingredients. That being said, did I make both my points already? Oh, yeah. I don't know what he's putting in that Terramana.
You got a new bike?
Yeah. I got a new bike. Did you guys happen to see it when we walked in? The road bike right here?
Oh, no. I don't think I saw it, man.
Yeah, I got a sick new road bike, dude.
Yeah.
It's a Huffy. No, I'm joking.
Got a Huffy? Nice.
It's a retro. No.
It's retro.
I got it from Retro online. The bike itself is a Culver 14-speed. and you're supposed to be able to get up to like 40 miles an hour on it. So
We'll see what your little legs can do.
I don't know, dude. What do you mean little
You're
legs?
short. That's
dude?
what I mean.
Your little legs, man.
You're short. Your legs are lengthwise.
I got
little.
fucking tree trunks, dude. Don't
Just
fucking...
because they're stout doesn't mean that you're not little.
He has good center of gravity,
Yeah.
unlike us tall guys.
Do you see the way he fucking talks to me, dude?
That's probably why I knock over
Disrespectful.
everything on my way to sit down.
Disrespectful.
I
man.
will not fucking have this
Yeah.
on the Days Grimm. Tighten up.
10-4.
Tighten the fuck up, dude. Don't talk about my legs like that. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I just hats off to The Rock for making a gnarly fucking tequila, dude.
Right. So Nick, you're from Evansville.
Oh yeah, man. Born and raised.
When did you meet Tyler?
I met Tyler in 2016. So when we started Forthright, I started it with Eddie, our drummer, and then was in a side project with Eddie, and we played a show with Tyler's brother's band, Aegean, and that is where Eddie met him.
Now,
So-
may I ask, is it Aegean or is it Aegean?
Tomato.
Aegean? Can you just call it whatever you want, really?
I call it Aegean.
I say Aegean too, but
Where-
that's just because I've heard him say it, and he knows the guy who's in the band. So
Where does that name come from? Do you happen to know?
it's the
well,
Aegean Sea.
No, actually, they did what a lot of kids did. They
Name generator.
opened up some mythology book and found this old Greek god that was the guard of hell that had like
Oh.
10,000 heads.
Yeah, it's Aegean the Hecatoncheires.
Yeah,
I know what you're
and
talking
they're
about.
just like,
Yeah.
oh, he guards hell and has like 10,000 heads. That sounds brutal.
All head.
Yeah,
All head, just the mushroom.
Yep.
You know, a lot of mushroom
10,000.
going on there.
I would enjoy getting head 10,000 times.
That's aggressive. That's a lot, dude.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a
I mean, you
lot.
only have one dick, so it's like
That's a
I'm trying
lot.
to think of how many blowjobs a day that is in my head.
How
Is that like 100 years of blowjobs?
dude? That's at least a couple centuries of BJ's, dude.
Wouldn't be bad.
Easy to.
I would never be stressed. I would be zen.
Your fucking dick
Dude,
is gonna be stressed.
your life would be ruined. You wouldn't
You
do
think-
anything else, man.
You think your
Like-
dick would get pruned?
She's gonna
Almost
need to
like
see an
being in a
oral
pool?
surgeon, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
You're gonna fuck up some molars in there, dude. It's gonna be like a new fucking mouthpiece for her, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to. Why is that going? Get out of here, bro. Quit doing your thing, man. You're pissing me off. Not you guys. You're good. Obviously, we need a producer because I'm not very good at all this over here. So I got like random shit playing in the background. But yeah, dude. So you have listened to some of the shows, Nick?
Oh yeah, a few of them.
All right, dude. Well, do you have anything else, Tommy? I'm gonna go ahead and grab your ingredients real quick. Hold on. So what do
Yeah.
What do you need? You need the shaker.
I need the shaker, I need the Terramana, and then I need the Red Bull, and then I need the lemonade.
There's that.
Gracias, senor.
Red Bull and lemonade.
Yeah, I'm going to try to not explode this all over the place again.
Don't do that. And gently. Why am I getting?
Why'd you get me a water?
I don't know.
What's-
that water's
Water's for the ride home.
Yeah, you're good, bro. You're trying to get him some water. Stay hydrated.
Hydrate or die.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
All right, hit
All
him
right,
with
now-
that DOT dub.
DOT dub, baby.
Oh shit.
Oh, I got it.
Party foul right off the rip. Jesus, Murphy, dude.
You done put this thing on with your strong arm. See, Brian's no leg, all arm.
This week's Death of the Week brought to you by Corndog Development. That's my best movie promo voice. This week's Death of the Week, we're talking about this young lady. Me, because it sounds better, was an American singer, songwriter, actress, and YouTuber. In 2009, she began posting covers of popular songs on YouTube. After releasing her debut EP, Find Me is what it was called, in 2011, her YouTube channel reached 1 million subscribers. Also, side note, check out the Days Grimm
On YouTube.
on YouTube. So then became a contestant on season 6 of The Voice, finishing in third place. Adam Levine, her coach on the show, announced in the finale that regardless of the results, he would sign her to his label, 222 Records, or 222 Records. So moving onward. That's a little bit about. Now we're going to learn a little bit about what happened to her. If I can find that. There we go. On June 10th, 2016, performed with Before You Exit at the Plaza Live in Orlando, Florida. Earlier that day, she posted a shout-out on social media asking people to attend the concert. After her performance that ended at 10 p.m. local time, that's East Coast, signed autographs inside the venue. At 10:24, this is just 24 minutes after the performance had ended, was shot by 27-year-old Kevin James Loebi after initially opening her arms to give him a hug. As witnesses fled the scene, Lobeli, whatever this fucking nutjob's name was tackled by brother, and the men scuffled. Lobeli broke free, backed against a wall, and shot himself dead. That's this week's Death of the Week.
Tragic. I actually...
You are gone and also forgotten.
Until
what
we remember
the fuck?
I
dude?
remember when this happened. I remember
You
hearing
know about
it.
this?
Yeah, because I knew her YouTube stuff, and then I knew her when she was on The Voice. I used to watch her out with my parents all the time.
No shit.
Yeah,
bro.
I remember when it happened. I was like, whoa, I hadn't heard the name in a while. So I was like, wow, that's crazy that she died. And then when I heard about it, it was like, that's just crazy.
That is so bad shit insane.
I know.
Did
Wild.
you hear about this when it happened? Do you know anything about this?
Honestly, no.
TB? A little tuberky?
No, that's why I'm an asshole to fans, though, so that doesn't happen to me.
That checks out, dude. That's probably the best way to go.
I don't talk to
Yep.
fans.
That's probably the best way to go,
Yeah, that's
bro.
how it goes. You sign autographs, bam.
Dude, you get knocked.
Like,
Get
bro.
knocked, yeah.
Look at that guy that fucking... are you good over there? No. Not good. It'll be right. Did it not go well? It did not go well. All right, guys. We're mixing up some straight petroleum over here. Go ahead and jump on in.
Hell yeah.
Thomas is the renowned mixologist around here, so
Gracias, sir.
I wish you the best of luck with that.
De nada. If I couldn't get this lid off of, and I handed it to TV while you were reading the Death of the Week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't get it off.
Yeah,
I might go back in video editing just to show us both struggling
Yeah.
with it.
We're
I
gonna
was
have
a
to
little
get a
distracted.
I had to
Yeah.
pour everything in through the holes in the top of the shaker.
Can you we're gonna drop a clip of that on the Facebook. It will not be in the episode, I don't think, or maybe it will. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
Maybe we can put it in there.
We'll see how I'm feeling when I'm editing it.
I want to talk about dude.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna bleep her name out every time, even though this is such
That's a lot of bleeps.
It's only like 7. I counted.
It was a big deal when it happened. I will
Yeah.
say, like, it was on the news.
It's kind of hard.
National
Like
news.
I don't know if this is one I'll bleep or not because it's so publicly.
I mean, if it was
I
on
probably
the
will,
news,
just for
YOLO,
respect.
Fuck it, let's
Yeah.
get canceled.
But like that's the one thing with this show is that like for the longest time, for the first year, we just did the Death of the Week, and like
Yeah.
if there was a name in the article, we would just say it.
Yeah.
And then and these were like obscure deaths. I'm sure you've listened to
Yeah.
a couple of
Some
them.
of them are wild.
Like, dude, and then that's somebody's fucking son or something, you know, like dude dies from, raping a hedgehog or something, and then he gets fucking penetrated by a stingray.
Or there was that dude that got fucked to death by a horse.
That's a classic.
Yeah, that's a
Bro.
go-to.
Yeah.
That's
God,
a go-to.
Jesus Christ, man.
Have you heard of anybody that's died in a weird... Do you know anybody personally that's died in a weird way?
No, I've been very lucky. I haven't been.
Do you, TB?
I haven't been touched by death a lot in my life.
Not off the top of my head.
Not in a weird way.
No.
I'm trying to think of the weirdest death that I know of, but like I don't know anybody personally in my life that died in like a strange way. Do you, Thomas?
Death touched me once.
And
Or
then what? You
maybe
put
that
it
was
in a
my
chokehold or what? Oh yeah, it was for sure your uncle. Camp
No,
Counselor
not
Kyle,
that I can think of.
dude. Yeah, so that's this week's Death of the Week, brought to you by Corndog Development. Check these coasters out on Etsy. Promo code The Days Grimm saves you 10% on everything that he has to offer in his store.
Hell yeah, man. I love a good coaster.
Yeah,
Right.
dude, and these are dope. Like you can check out the one you got over there,
yeah,
but it's
good.
like multi-wood, and then he puts a like a wax finish or like a
Yeah,
wax
he
stain.
does a finish on it, and then he
Yeah.
does like a mineral oil on
I've
top
spilled a
of that.
bunch of shit on mine, and it just comes like right the fuck off. Like
That's awesome.
no big issue.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pretty rad, man. And what's that gentleman's name? Do we
Connor.
do we want to say it? I guess it doesn't matter.
His name's Connor.
Connor.
Shout out to you, Connor.
Yeah, Connor, you're doing the most, dude. He's from Venezuela, I think.
Oh,
Every-
hell
yeah,
dude.
dude. He's out there getting it down
It's a
in
hard
South
economy.
America.
I bet that's an interesting life. Yeah. Love you, Connor.
I'm just
He's
joking.
really from like West Virginia.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Like 3 weeks ago, you said it was fucking Vermont.
It's New Hampshire. Now that I
Are
thought
they
about
all
it.
V words? You said Virginia, Venezuela, Vermont.
It's
Yeah.
really New Hampshire.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
It's
dude.
really New Hampshire. I just thought of the mailing address.
He's
yeah.
from the Vatican. So
Oh,
how are you
damn.
gentlemen doing today, man? Speaking
good.
Speaking of Catholics,
nursing a hangover.
Aside from these spring allergies, I'm doing great.
How'd your show go? You guys just had one.
Yeah, last week. Yeah, it went amazing.
It went
actually.
amazing?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It was
You guys
awesome.
played out at Amy
Lamasco.
Word's place. Shout out to
Yeah.
Amy Word.
Shout out
She's-
Amy Word.
She's doing the most, man. She really crushes it daily.
So your guys' album has dropped since we last had TB in the studio.
Yes, it
Yes.
has.
Yes,
How's that been?
pretty good reception. Really good reception, actually.
Like 5G, 5G Ultra, 5G Extended.
What kind of reception
Yeah,
are we
we're-
talking here?
We're
dude?
talking like 5G via the vaccine.
Yes.
So,
Oh, damn, dude.
yeah.
Okay.
So really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we,
that's-
we got in cahoots with the Illuminati to when the 5G vaccine kicks in, this album will be automatically downloaded to your phone like U2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now,
exactly.
check this out. It's funny you bring up the Illuminati. You should have hit me up before you dropped it because I know a couple
You know some Illuminati people?
I know some lizards
Yeah.
that live inside the moon. I got them on the cell, dude. I got them on quick dial, dude. I
Got him on that Starlink satellite.
Yeah,
you know?
bro. Shout out to Elon, dude. He's really putting up a shitload of satellites, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's cut out like fucking. He's put up like 5,000 of them already.
Oh, dude, there's so many. There was on the news this last week. People out in Poseyville just got their Starlink in because they can't get internet out there, and so
yeah,
they
they're
were
in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah,
dude.
and dude, the news had like their backyard with like the street sign in it. I'm like, bro, I know where that house is. Like,
Yo, that's
what-
Charles, bro.
What are you doing?
That's
like,
fucking Charles. That's
dude, if
my
I was on
meth
the
guy.
news, I would never get that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No.
dude. That's
Hell no.
some dude fucking slinging the
And
meth.
then they put the guy in his kitchen, and I think he had a window there because he was squinting the whole time. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Bruh, first off, that's fucking sick because I didn't know that it would come here that fast.
Yeah,
That's
I
sick,
mean,
dude.
it's the pre-orders are coming out now.
What does that mean? What do you mean the pre-orders?
People pre-ordered like a year ago, so you paid like half of the money up front, and then when he started coming out with it, then you pay your other half.
Oh, okay. Actually, now I'm curious as to how many Starlink satellites are actually out there.
Oh,
I
how
just
many satellites? A fuck ton.
How many
Yeah.
Starlinks?
I think they're supposed to be working on a project to actually clean up a lot of the old satellites that are.
I'm just
no
curious.
longer
Oh,
working.
it's
Oh, there's
only
so many,
2,000.
yeah.
2,000.
Mhm.
So
Have you ever seen one though in the night sky? Because it's fucking trippy.
Yeah,
dude.
it's really cool.
My wife and I saw one day when we were just like we came home super late one day, like 2 a.m. and we looked up in the sky and we saw this string of fucking lights that were just moving and through the sky, and we were like, is that a UFO? And then they all just kind of got into a spot and then they all zoomed away and disappeared, and we were convinced we had just seen a UFO. And I was like, that can't be it. I looked it up. It was Elon. Thanks, Elon.
damn it, Elon, you got
Yeah.
them.
Elon's like, yo, people are thinking this is the Big Dipper.
Yep.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm doing
Dude,
Doge in the sky.
Speaking of ufology, or now there's a new term for UFOs. It's like unnamed aerial
Phenomenon. UAPs.
UAP is
Yeah.
what they call it now. The guy from Blink 182 is a huge advocate for it.
Yeah,
Tom
Tom DeLonge.
DeLonge.
Mhm.
He's
That's
a
such
huge
a great
advocate.
last name.
It is.
He's got that long DeLonge, bro.
Yep.
Dude, no, but I swear to God, all right. Have you seen the Navy clip? The aviation guys. There were two pilots that caught it on film. You saw it?
yeah.
Yes.
It was like low altitude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Weird bean shaped fucking thing.
It's so cool.
And it's just outrunning them. It slows down to them and then it outruns them like in the blink of an eye, dude.
On a dime,
Have you seen
yeah.
it?
In the
Yeah,
blink.
In the Blink 182 of an eye.
I see what you did there. God damn it. Like he was fucking
You're proud of that one, I can tell. Yeah.
damn, bro.
So you're getting a lot of good feedback on this album.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we are. Yeah, everybody who we have shown it to, whether they be just casual listeners or music aficionados, have told us that they really enjoy it. And a good sign is when we show it to people, everybody's got a different favorite song off the album, which I think is a good goal to have, because if you got one song on the album that's way better than the others, you haven't really made a great album. You've written a great song, in my
Right.
opinion. So
You should
it's
have
been
just dropped
nice.
a single.
Yeah, drop it as a single.
Now, what? Just on that point though that you just made. What if you're just crushing the whole? Like you're just smashing ass on the whole every track for track, just
Yeah.
smashing ass.
Of course.
And then you've got one bicycle. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Queen's bicycle.
Oh, dude, that's a banger, though.
But or you've got like one fucking Fly Me to the Moon. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It's just like the
That's
tracks smash ass track for track. But what if they all smash and then you've just got one fucking daggone Bohemian Rhapsody?
I love it. You just described Dark Side of the Moon. Like, that's how I feel about that album. Every single song slaps on it, but everybody remembers Money.
Yeah. So. Fucking Money, dude.
Dude, that album, I listen to it at least once a week because it's just so good.
Are you a Pink Floyd guy, Thomas?
I listen to a lot of audiobooks, podcasts, and
yeah, Thomas isn't a
trap
big
music.
He doesn't get trap music.
Nice, dude. A man of culture, I see.
A man of culture, yes. Fucking drugs and hoes, dude. No, yeah, I like a good trap, dude. For real, I put a good trap. I can't talk. Trap. I just put trap music on when I'm just doing random shit around the house, for sure.
But yeah, it like helps me get shit done. Like when I need to be productive, and I'm really just focusing on like a beat and a bass line.
Speaking of trap music, do you guys listen to trap music at all?
Okay, so my wife kind of does. Oddly enough, my wife shows me a lot of the new music that I listen to because she's the type of person.
My wife tells me what I like. I don't know.
Of course.
I'm joking.
Well, like I don't really like in my free time. I don't go seek out new music, but that's something she loves to do is find new music, and so she unironically really loves fuckboy music. Even though she's like an adult woman, she loves some fuckboy music.
It's like my lane.
Yeah. So yeah. I can get down with it, is the answer to your question, sir.
My point I wanted to make with that is we had a local gentleman on the show, D. Randy. Are you familiar with D.
Yes.
Randy?
I am.
Dude fucking smashes.
Yeah.
You know D. Randy?
No, actually.
If you're into like the trap, like bang your head into a brick wall type music while you're like working out or
It's
fucking
like dubstep, but not dubstep. It's
like
called something else. Like
he
Does it make you want to do 100 in a Nissan Altima?
You're doing coke for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah,
If you listen to it, you're like, yeah, where's the blow?
Oh, really?
Immediately, you're like Adderall or blow, one of the two. No, it's really great shit though. I've listened to a couple of his tracks. I've got them on my Spotify. Well, I liked them, and they just pop up on my gym stuff. But I was gonna say, check him out if you haven't already. And then another question I had for you, Nick, and then TB as well. You were talking about Nick, you were saying you don't actively search out other musicians. Do you find that you are easily influenced by other people, and is that something you try to stay away from music-wise?
It just depends. I think I am very heavily influenced by people who I'm close to in my life. Like, obviously my wife, my parents, whatever. But by and large, I just kind of like to do my thing, and I like to let experiences happen to me. So if I find a band, like let's say I'm just chilling, and somebody just happens to show me a song that I've never heard by a band, and then I look it up and I really like it, that has a more significance to me because it kind of happened to me. I didn't seek it out, and I have that good memory of the first time that somebody showed it to me. So that's why I like to wait until somebody recommends things to me. I mean, Tyler's recommended so many good black metal bands in particular to me that I never would have known.
Oh, some Norwegian metal, dude?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Fucking
good shit.
Righteous, dude. I just found out who the fuck Gojira was, the French band.
Oh my god, that is like my favorite band of the last 20 years. They're so fucking good, dude.
You're only 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, you found him when he was 6 years old.
I found him when I was 6 years old. Nah, I'm just kidding.
No, I knew. Well, we had Alex come on the show. Alex Morgan.
Alex Morgan, yeah.
Alex Morgan came on. He's done a bunch of work for them.
Yeah,
Gojira.
which is wild because, like, man, their 2006 album From Mars to Sirius is, like, in my opinion, one of the best metal albums of the last 20 years. It's so fucking good.
And Metallica actually found them.
That's so,
or they like promoted them or like brought them with them basically, and they were like, "Here, you guys are beautiful. Go do your thing." And then they like sprung into fucking what they are today, and they're shit. Did you listen to any Gojira?
Yeah, a little bit. I've heard a little bit of them
fucking
before.
shred.
And the subject matter is so cool because it's all like existential, like it's all based on persevering to be the better version of yourself, and that's some shit I can totally get behind.
And I was gonna say, your guys' album is put together, like audio quality wise, so clean. You know what I mean? Like for coming from Evansville, like if somebody were to like buy the album on a shelf and like wherever, they'd be like, "Fuck, this came from." You would think it would came from a huge city. Like it was so mixed and mastered and everything
What's a big
thank
metal?
You so much.
What's a big metal city?
I know I was gonna be like Atlanta, and I was like, oh no.
I mean, Austin, Texas is a big music scene in general, and I hear about a lot of metal from that area. So.
Really? I was gonna say there's probably some out in L.A.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's anything.
But I didn't know.
Anything's in L.A.
Yeah, everything's in L.A.
Yeah.
L.A. is like a weird fucking.
Yeah, Cancer lives in L.A.
It's a weird gangbang of fucking everything going on in L.A.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's moving out of there.
Yeah.
'Cause they're moving to Austin.
They're fucking
Moving
gone,
to Texas,
bro.
man. Yeah,
Dude,
they're trying to get hit by that winter storm, dog.
Yo, Texas is purple as fuck right now. I don't like talking politics, but like there are a lot of Democrats from LA moving into Austin, and
Yeah,
it's like
it'll be
a
interesting.
considerable amount. Like what happens in the next race? I'm gonna be if Texas goes Democratic, like
I mean, it's
the
bound
whole
to
country is
happen.
gonna shut down, dude. The whole country.
I mean, it's bound to happen because I mean,
It will happen.
Keep Austin weird has been their slogan for
Yes.
like ever, dude.
Right.
Austin's always been that
And
way.
Austin's got some bars too. So
Yeah.
like there's like 6 bars when you go to Austin that like you may find them on the internet, but then like they won't necessarily have the address on there, or they will. And you walk into a building and there's like a bouncer sitting in a room and it looks like a fucking library.
Yeah.
And then like you walk and then, like you don't even hear music or anything. But then like there's like a bookshelf that has like a handle on it, and you pull the handle over, and then it's like full on bar, like going crazy, and you didn't even notice it. And when you find it, like when you open the door, the dude, that's when the guy's like, "Oh, hey, I need to check your ID."
He's like,
But dude,
"Is your name Jeremy?"
there's like 6
no,
of them
no.
like that.
I need your ID.
that are
They're
just
like
so
secret
rad.
bars?
Yeah,
Dude,
like
that's
just-
awesome.
Yeah, and you just walk in and like you got to find the entrance if you want to get in.
Have you ever been
That's
to
so
Austin?
cool.
No, but I do want to go because Austin is the only city in America that has the F1 race. My brother went there last year, and that's the only sport I watch is F1 racing.
What's
Really?
F1 race?
Formula One, yeah.
I wouldn't.
Formula One.
I wouldn't peg you. For,
You see that documentary?
I fucking love Formula One.
There's a documentary
Dri-
about it on like Netflix.
Ride
or
the
something.
Drive or whatever it's
Drive to
Just came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, the new
It
season
didn't just
came
come out.
I-
There's like 3 seasons.
It's
Oh.
I know what it's Ride the Drive or Survive the Drive, something like that. I honestly don't watch it. I watch the real races.
Oh yeah.
But my brother went there last year to Austin, saw the F1 race, and I fucking love F1. Like fuck Lewis Hamilton, go Danny Ricciardo and Sergio Perez.
I don't even.
Red Bull Racing.
Hell yeah, dude. I endorse your opinion that I know nothing about.
I'm with Nick, dude. I'm like, yo, what language are you speaking?
Yeah, I don't
to
know
me
what
right
you're
now?
saying, but you're saying it with a lot of passion. So I'm agreeing
Red
with
Bull
you.
Racing.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a lot of love in that statement.
Yeah.
So go Red Bull.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to say, Thomas, thank you for saying the nice words about our album, by the way.
Yeah, man. It's-
You know, it means a lot because like I'm sure Tyler can attest to this too, but like 3 years of work went into making it. And for me personally, like it was the 3 most trying and transformative years of my life. Like I got married. I got engaged.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
For getting married.
Yes, I got engaged and then I got married and I also bought my first house during that time. So it's been a long time coming and it feels really good to hear that, you know, you thought that of it. So thank you so much.
I was trying to get into, some of the lyrics and like the writing
Oh,
process.
dude,
not
I
yet,
love
not yet,
talking
not yet,
about
not yet.
that,
I want to get to know Nick.
Oh,
so,
yes, sorry.
So no. We've gotten to know TB a little bit. I just want to know a little bit about Nick.
Yeah.
So we know you are from Evansville, real quick.
Born and raised.
And we'll keep the timeline short, and then we'll get to the meat and potatoes.
He
but
was a Panther.
you're a
Wright's
Panther.
Panther, baby.
Wright's-
West Side.
You know, I went to Rides for 2 days.
You did?
Yeah, my senior year.
Oh,
Yeah.
must have been the best 2 days of your life.
It was the worst. No, can I tell? I tell this story all the time, but
Please
basically, I was like lost. So like, I went all the way through all my years from junior high up, all the way to senior year in Mount Vernon, and then I left Mount Vernon to come to the other side of the county line, and now I have to go to Wrights. So I go to Wrights because the city says I have to. And then I go there for the first day, suck balls, couldn't find anything. There's so many kids. I had anxiety out the ass. Second day, I'm there and I'm like, all right, let's make the best out of this. I'm looking for like home economics, which was like on the second floor near the tower or the bridge or whatever you fucking guys
The
call
link,
it.
you mean?
Whatever the fuck, dude. Don't even come at
I know what room you're talking about. The home ec room, man.
I have so much like angst.
You go in the front doors to the right.
Towards
It's on
the
the
right.
left.
Yep,
So
to the
much
left.
angst towards Rights, and here's why. I literally get there. I'm a pretty small guy at this point. Like I wasn't always this size. Like I was a scrawny little guy.
You still got little legs, though, right?
God damn it, dude! Stop talking about my legs, bro. I squatted 295 the other day. No
I
big
know.
deal.
Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome.
No, but so I go to I'm like trying to find this home ec class, and I'm near the link. I know I'm close, and I stop this little nerdy freshman. He was fucking 4 inches shorter than me and like 50 pounds less than me, and I was like, hey, bro. I was like, I'm looking for home ec. Where's this at? And I like showed him my schedule. I was like, where's this at? And I was like, hey, bro. And he looks at me. He was like, fuck yourself.
And then he pulled out his bottle and spit his dip into it and closed it.
He was like a nerdy cat. And that's why I asked him. He was like, go fuck yourself. I would have never imagined this kid to tell me to go fuck myself. And And I literally had to restrain myself from beating his ass in the hallway on my second day at this new school. I was like, fuck this place. Like, I finally finished that second day, and I was like, Mom, I'm not going back. I took 2 days off school, and on Friday, I guess it would have been like the Monday after or whatever. I was like back in Mount Vernon. I was like out.
Nice.
But yeah, so fuck rights.
Yeah,
but good for you guys.
When I moved
great
from-
school.
When I moved from Indy, I was right on the County Line Road, and they were like, "Do you want to go to Mount Vernon or do you want to go to Wrights?" And I was like, "Which one has more kids?" And they were like, "Wrights." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go to Wrights."
You should have came to Mount Vernon, dude.
Oh,
We
no.
got those methamphetamines out there. So
Yeah, y'all are raging, dude.
yeah, a lot of racism out there, dude. So, anyways, okay, so you leave Wrights.
Well,
What happened?
no, I want to say like when you were in school, were you into music? Were you into like were you in that creative field? Or?
Yeah. So I had a very interesting journey through high school. I'll summarize it. By the way, for listeners who don't know, me and Thomas, we went to high school together. Shout out, Wrights.
Yeah, for like a year.
Yeah, for like a year. That's right.
I was in there.
And Tyler was there as well. He was a little bit older. So basically, first half of my high school career, I focused on sports. I did a little bit of weight training with the football team. I played baseball, and then I also did wrestling as well. And then the second half of my high school career, I focused on the arts. Like sophomore year, I got into choir. And when I was in choir, our director, Dwight Emmert, was a super hard ass. And he basically was like, hey, you're in choir, so you have to be in the musical. And I was like, well, I mean, sure, whatever.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, if I remember correctly, Nick did like theater acting in a way.
Yes, I did. And he was like, you have no choice in the matter. You're going to be in Legally Blonde, the musical, which, by the way, great musical, super freaking fun. I played the guy that they interrogate on the stand, who is obviously gay, and the way that they find out that he didn't actually have sex with this lady is because they out him in front of a court. I played Nikos Architakos, and there's a whole song called "Gay or European" that I had to basically, sit there and act flamboyantly. So that was
This is in high school?
High school, yeah. Dude, the show is awesome. If you ever get the chance, it's awesome, dude.
I didn't know about
It's
this.
so funny. Like, it's so great. Like, if you get the chance to watch Legally Blonde, the musical, it is so funny.
We're all getting to know Nick a little better
Dude,
today.
I
I'm
love
just joking.
it. Hey, I ate it up because if anybody knows me, I'm a very chill guy, but I love being the center
And
of
see,
attention.
this is where
It's
I'm
my favorite
sad.
thing.
I'm sad that like your drummer's not here because I wanted to talk about drummer face and
Oh, yeah.
like how you probably don't have like that, like, because singers get a little bit of like a weird face, but drummers like Alex Morgan was talking about get like crazy faces when they're focusing.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like,
Eddie's got a good drummer face, too.
yeah, but I was gonna say that theatrical experience probably
Yes.
helps you with your show performance.
100%. So, like, sophomore year, I did that. And then basically for the next year when sports came around, I was like, man, I had so much fun doing the theater stuff. I'm just going to be in choir and go all in and do every theater production I can. And like, I was in jazz band. I played guitar in jazz band. And then I also was the vocalist in jazz band. So I got to sing like Frank Sinatra and Etta James and all these great classic stuff.
Here we go.
We did that song, yeah.
I
Nick.
fucking love Sonati. Hold on real quick. On the Sinatra, have you ever seen that photo of him
Which one?
getting out of that fucking helicopter with a fucking glass of scotch?
Yes.
And
Oh,
he's-
dude.
He's getting out of a fucking 1950s helicopter, if you can imagine what that looks like.
He's lucky he didn't die.
Yeah, dude. This thing was like, it was ran by rubber bands, I'm convinced. It was like gerbils and rubber bands, dude. And it was held together with like gum and super glue.
Right.
And he's hopping out of this thing with a fucking 3-piece on, a fucking glass of scotch, and he's got a cigar in his hand, and he's just walking on this rooftop with this helicopter. It's a notorious picture.
Yeah, it's
I'll
great.
find it. But anyways, you had a
Oh,
question.
yeah, Nick, do you think Stevie Wonder was really blind?
Dude, I go back and forth about this. Not actually. Obviously, it's a meme. Of course, he's blind, but I want to believe that he's not
What about
because
GTV?
that'd be so funny.
I mean, it makes it funnier if he sings the national anthem because the first words he'll say, "Can you see?"
This is it right here. Look at this
Dude,
stud.
you'll never be that
Look
cool.
at this stud. Oh, where'd it go?
Wow.
Oh, fucking ball sack, dude. I think I clicked something.
Bruh.
What's happening here?
Yep.
But Sinatra is hands down one of my favorite of the Rat Pack. Did you hello
He's so
pick?
fucking
No,
good,
dude,
dude.
we don't want hello pick. Helo pick, dude. Whatever. This is essentially. Oh, that's somebody else doing it. This is him, right here. Look at this stud, dude. I know it's hard to see, but
That's great.
You'll never be that cool. Like, no matter at your peak of coolness, you'll never be that cool.
bro, like honestly, dude. Did you ever see any of the movies he ever did?
No,
like
I
the
never
original Ocean's 11?
Oh, yes, I have seen that one. Yeah.
I'm a big Rat Pack guy.
I mean, holy shit.
I don't like musicals and shit. I don't go that way. But
You get out of high school.
Oh,
What do you do after that?
So, my musical journey, I guess, like being in bands, actually started when I was in middle school. Like my first band that I was in, I was a band called Downfall NSB, and we got our start because Musicians Den. Sorry. They used to put this thing together called band camp, where you would sign up your kid and you'd say, this is the instrument they play, this is what they want to do. And they would match them with other kids, and they would basically form a band with all of the kids that signed up. And, my parents signed me up, and I happened to be paired with 3 people who already knew each other that were already kind of a band. All of those guys, basically you train for a week, you do a little mini concert of like 4 songs, and then you go your separate ways. But once it was over, I was like, dude, we should stay together as a band. And that's how my first band formed. We were called Downfall NSB, and we played bars all throughout my high school career. I started playing bars when I was 14 years old.
That's rad that you were able. That's one thing that like a lot of bands, and like my cousin's a huge metal fan, my cousin and my uncle.
Yeah.
And they would go see a G and all those bands when they were like performing at like hole in the wall bars from wherever.
Oh yeah.
But that experience that like kids don't get to have nowadays by being at that age and being able to go into a bar with their parents or whatever and see these not bigger bands, but local bands perform.
Yeah, and it was some backdoor shit, man. Like we would play for, like I was 15 years old playing 4-hour sets of like, Led Zeppelin, CCR, whatever the fuck we could put together. Easiest, like 7 Nation Army, shit you could learn in like 5 minutes, But we would play for 4 hours, and I think back now and I'm like, how did we do that? Because if Forthright had to play a 4-hour show, I'd be like, man, fuck yourself. We're not doing that. Like, dude, it's wild.
Do you know who Marcus King is?
Yeah.
The musician. Real young cat, man.
Mm-hmm.
He got a similar start in South Carolina, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But you know his music. And if you're not familiar with Marcus King, look him up. The dude's a stud. He's literally a prodigy at his age. I think he's like 25, and he started when he was like 14, 15 in the in bars and stuff. Yeah. But they would let him, and that leads me to my next question. What was that like at 15? Like, did they just like, hey, come on in, fella? And then you just got like special treatment, and then as soon as the show was over, it was like, hey, get your shit and get out?
Yeah, did you have a bracelet on that says like, yo, I can't drink?
Yes, so it depended on the bar. Certain places were just like, you're under 18, we're not taking the chance. Like, too much liability. But there were certain places that would let us play. And when we did...
And God bless them.
I know, because they were... And I mean, honestly, looking back on it, yeah, like, we were okay, but we were just really liked because we played songs everybody loved. Being a cover band, you got to do that. And... But everybody else in the band was also underage. So it wasn't just me. It was like everybody else. We were like 15, 16 playing.
I think that makes it worse, dude.
How did you get... Well, how did you get...
That was like 4 crazy toddlers running around.
Right?
I was going to say, how did you get to talk to those people? Did you have somebody that was like...
Yes, we did. Our bass player, his father, was our manager. Shout out Scott Winstead. He would book all the shows for us. At one point, we created an LLC for the band. He did all the paperwork for it.
Damn.
We bought an actual school bus and painted it black and put logos on top of it. Like, we were making bank because we would only play cover shows and we'd get paid at least $300 a show. And if you played, 2 shows a weekend, that's $600 a weekend. So we were raking it in. And I think about that now and I'm like, what a wild time. I didn't even know what was going on. I was just happy I got to play.
That's fucking gnarly, dude.
So I was going to say...
So this is all in high school, though.
You mentioned More Music. When they were open, did you
it was musicians.
Well, I know, but you accidentally said More Music.
Yes,
when they were open, did you guys take music classes there?
We actually took our guitar lessons at Musicians Den, right?
Yep.
We had the same
Brian
guitar
Hakey.
teacher. Yeah. Brian
Nice.
Hakey, our guitar teacher. Shout out Brian Hakey.
Metal.
Yep.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep.
Also, I would like to take this time to recognize all Brians across the world.
100%.
They're genuinely, or generally speaking, rather, giving individuals. So, Brian Hankey, you're the fucking man. I hope you see this. And if you don't, maybe
I'd like to take this time to call an Uber. No, I'm just kidding.
So you're 15 playing these bars, bro. What?
You want to try a glass of this shit?
It's pretty good.
Nah, I'm on the whiskey, dude.
pretty good.
I stay on the
Okay.
whiskey.
Just
Once
mix
I
them
start,
together, you know.
blend it up, dude. Get you a nice little interracial situation going on. But no, my question is, so what happens? Where are we at senior year?
Senior
18,
year.
18, 19,
18,
transitioning
19.
out of high school.
Did you know Tyler at this point?
No, I didn't meet him until I was 22.
No,
21.
no, 20. Like 19,
20.
20.
I hadn't turned 21 yet. So, but to answer your question, senior year of high school, I was doing all musical stuff. I was still playing with my band. I was already dating my current wife.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Audrey Bulger. Love you. You are beautiful. So once, I graduated high school, I went to college, went to USI. I started out as a bio pre-med major because I wanted to be a psychiatrist. And then I was like, nah, this is terrible. Science sucks. So did something else. But the whole time I was doing music, and my first band that I was in, Downfall NSB, we broke up after being together for 7 years. And once we broke up, I was like, man, I want to focus on doing original music. Like, we would play some original songs, but we were mainly a cover band. And that's how I reached out to Eddie, because we went to high school together. And there was a couple times where, like, if I was doing guitar, for instance, for like a drumline piece, like we did Through the Fire and the Flames, and I got to play guitar for that. Eddie was a part of that. I was like, I know Eddie can drum. I know he likes the same music as me. I'll reach out to him. And we started talking, and that's how Forthright started, like directly after that last band broke up. So.
Damn, dude. And Through the Fire and the Flames, not an easy song to play.
So much fun, though. Everybody thought I was so cool. Like, it was the coolest thing I've ever done. So
And
Definitely a difficult song, though.
I also, so when you guys start to talk about forming the band, you and
Yes.
Eddie already had it, and you brought in our boy TB here?
yeah, so we were technically a band. We hadn't played a show yet, but I had songs I had already written, and we had been practicing, getting covers and stuff together.
So you
for,
were
like,
playing guitar as well at this point?
Yes. Oh, yeah, sorry. I started playing guitar first. When I was with Downfall, nobody else in the band could sing.
Well,
And
Tyler,
I was,
what age did you start playing guitar? He said first.
Don't you remember last time?
Yeah, I'm trying to recall.
Like, I got
back.
chronic memory
Let's
loss,
start-
okay?
let's-
It's been
let's
about
start- I was-
got
6
that
weeks.
chronic memory loss,
Oh,
sir?
yeah, dog.
There's some chronic might help that memory loss.
I don't
I
know
think it's
about
the
that,
opposite,
dog.
dude. No, but I believe you said like
13.
Your dad started you early. Right?
Yeah, I was 13 when I started
And
playing
when,
guitar.
what age did you start playing guitar, Nick?
I started playing guitar at age 12.
Okay, so he did
yeah.
beat you. Okay, he
Got
did
guitar
start playing
for
It's
first.
not a fucking. It's
He
not
said
a,
he started playing first. I was just trying to get facts straight.
It's not
you
a
know?
DeLong measuring contest, dude. Call back.
Not a DeLong measuring, yeah.
Call back. But okay, so you started at 13. You started at 12.
Yeah.
And then you bring in our boy TB here.
Yeah.
They didn't reach out to me. They reached around and got
We
me.
reached around, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Also, I'm.
And would you say you guys are like a happy ending now?
100%.
Well, not an ending, but with the album.
We're still
Yeah.
we're still getting. We still have a lot of knots to.
They're kinking it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we have a lot of knots
They're
to work out.
unkinking it.
Hey,
They got a lot of
guys.
kinks to sort through.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, every artist knows that being
Just double entendres all the way through the episode. I don't know what's going on, dude. There's a lot of kinks to figure out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so you said nobody could sing really at this point. So
Yeah, when I was younger, I was in that band, the first band before Forthright. Nobody could sing. Nobody could carry a tune in a bucket even, and I was the only person who could vaguely sing. So
and
I
you're
was
all
like,
going through puberty. and-
Yep, I had a super high-pitched voice. Like, I'm talking, like, even now, my vocal range is I can sometimes sing lower woman's parts, but then I was, like, super high-pitched voice, so I was like, oh, I'll just sing, because, I mean, I'm the one who can carry a tune in a bucket, so I'll do it, and that's how I learned how to actually sing, was just
Okay.
doing it over and over again. And because when you sing and you don't sound good, you know it. Like,
you
it's
can
not,
tell.
It's not something that you're like, oh, man, that sounded okay. If you're not hitting it, you're aware of it. That's the bad thing about singing.
Once you get into the right key,
Yeah.
it's like once you figure out your range, that's the game changer.
100%.
So like I play guitar. I sing very, very poorly, but I know my key. Like
Yeah.
I know where to be at. I know what artists that I can emulate. You know what I mean?
What are your artists, if I might ask?
Do you know who I'm trying to think on the spot. Wow.
Katy Perry.
No,
That's Brian's personal favorite.
No,
yeah.
I can't sing Katy Perry, but
Right. He tries.
I do. I do love a good firework. Josh Turner. Do you know Josh Turner?
Yeah, I know
country
Josh
singer.
Turner.
I do.
Yeah.
Country singers are easy for me because it's very low too.
Yeah, I can tell you got a lower voice.
Yeah. So it's easy for me to go into like that Johnny Cash mode. Johnny Cash is a little sketchy for me. He still gets a little wild, but his voice is very unique.
Yeah.
But yeah, Josh Turner. I'm struggling to remember the other guy's name. The guy that sings Arlington. We made it to Arlington.
Trace Adkins.
Trace Adkins.
Yeah.
Honky tonk.
Yeah.
Donkey donk.
But anybody basically that sings near that range, if they're a little higher, I can
Nice.
kind of meet it. If they're a little lower, I can kind of meet it. That's
Yeah.
why ain't no sunshine when she's gone. I can kind of hit that. But that's high for me.
Yeah.
That's high.
That's so good.
But yeah, and then what was that guy's name?
Oh, that guy, that's Bill Withers. He
Bill
also
Withers.
did Stand By Me.
Yeah, Stand By Me is another good one. But anyways,
So when you bring Tyler in, what
Yes.
was that process kind of like? Did you were like, man, I got to listen to you play,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
you
well,
know?
I knew he had played with Aegean, and I knew them, and I knew they were super tight and talented. So I'm like, I know the guy can handle whatever we're going to throw at him. And I even from starting out, like I heard him play a few times, so I knew that he had the skills to pay the bills. So that was never an issue.
may I just say, and not right now on the spot, but because we're going to do a show and tell segment for this show, I think right before the show and tell, since I just embarrassed myself with Bill Withers, maybe you sing me a little tune, just a little
Sure.
like a little
I do.
5-word,
100%.
a little 5-word. Just give the people a segment, you know. But anyway, so not to get distracted, but so you start to learn that you can carry a tune, and now we've got TB involved. So now there's the three. We got TB, we got MB, and Eddie.
ED.
ED.
Ooh,
ED.
that's not good.
Not to be confused with Eddie from Iron Maiden.
Not to be confused. No.
Also, super dope name. Now that just registered in my brain. I like Eddie. Never even met him.
Eddie, grab some Imodium and come on the show.
Yeah.
Get some of that horse tranquilizer and get over here. Get over here. So then, okay, what happens? Is there another notable event at this point, or is it just basically Forthright on out?
Well,
Well, at this time, they were still spelling their name wrong.
we were still spelling our name wrong. That was so that was funny because when we were first trying to come up with names for stuff, I was like racking my brain because the last band I was in, our name was Downfall NSB, and that was I was like I always never really liked our name. I thought it was kind of lame. No offense to any Downfall NSB fans that are listening to this, LOL. But
Hashtag.
Hashtag roar.
Yep. Yeah. But I was fucking dude.
Hashtag roar, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh my god.
What's up, dude?
Oh, dude. So fucking shit.
Dude, throwback to the scene, dude.
Hashtag roar.
Oh my god.
Anyways, so we were.
How was it spelled though? RWAR.
No, how? Yeah, it's
How did you spell it?
RAWR.
RAWR.
How did you spell Forthright?
So yeah, like
The first time when you were spelling it wrong.
The first time, so like I was watching Parks and Rec, and I watch everything with subtitles, and I saw the guy said, "I have to be Forthright," and I was like, "Forthright? That's kind of a cool name because it's like." It is what it is. Like, our music, like, there's not a lot of frills. Like, you get what you get sort of a thing. And I was like, but if we spell it like the way the word actually is, there might be another band that has that. We need to change up the spelling, make it weird. Because at the time, bands were doing that. There was, like, bands like Churches who spelled it with a V, and, like, Paris that spelled it with a V for the A and stuff like that. I was like, what if it's, like, FORTHRITE? That way it's like right, like righteous. And I'm like, oh, we're like righteous, doing the right thing.
See what you did there.
And we did that. And I was like, oh, we had that for a few months. And then we got hit with that fucking cease and desist letter by these dudes in California. And I'm like, guess we can't do that anymore, even though we've got merch for it and
Somebody
everything.
already thought about that, bro.
Sorry.
Time to burn all these in a fire.
Yeah, my bad, man. We still have some of those T-shirts. If you would like a throwback bootleg Forthright shirt, we've got them for you.
Hit me up, dude. Let me get one. I wear a large.
Yep.
Dude, I've already got.
Do you guys have still hard copies left of your album, or did you guys already sling them all?
Dude, we've got we bought 50 to start out with because our last album, we bought 200 copies and we're still working through them. But we've got probably about 8 to 10 left.
Nice.
So far.
Might
So,
have
yeah.
to reorder.
And how do you when we do our podcast or whatever, like we have our RSS feed hub.
Yeah.
That shows us like how we do on all our different platforms, but then you can log into each individual one. So like I logged into our Apple one. like last week or something, and you're able to see the specs. Are you guys able to do something similar with your guys' album?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we only use Spotify, really.
Ooh.
I downloaded your album
what-
on Apple Music.
We gotta up that.
No,
we gotta
no,
up that.
We're on all,
And
we're on all platforms.
We're on all
And-
platforms, but we only pay attention to Spotify because that's
Oh,
what
okay,
I
okay,
personally
okay.
use.
I was gonna say though, your favorite song, TB, told me that it was currently unavailable to me.
What, Throne of Bones?
No, the list of is it?
Don't misquote.
I know. I'm
Don't
trying to
you
think.
do it.
It's like the fifth or sixth song on
Islands
it.
of Sanity?
Yes, Islands of Sanity.
It's not on Apple?
It told me that it was unable to. It was not available to me.
Bro, that's
I'm gonna have
travesty.
to see this later.
Yeah, no. I was listening to our episode earlier today to flash back on it, get some points, and I was like, man, TB said this was his favorite song on the album, and I like went to go play it, and it was like, no, dude. And I was like, all right, gonna pick the second favorite.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Pootie Tang?
Yeah.
I love it. Tippy tow, tippy tay.
You know when he records a song and it's so good you can't hear it?
Yeah.
That's why I like
That's
that
why.
song. So good you can't hear it.
Dude,
You know-
I'll tell you who made that movie was the comedian that plays the disc jockey. When he's playing Pootie's first track and he's got the headphones on and he's like, "This is Pootie Tang's newest track, hitting it live. Here we go." And then it's is it Chris Rock?
It's Chris Rock.
Is
He's
it
in it,
yeah, Chris Rock. And Chris Rock's like just going wild in the studio to nut. He like throws his headset off and he's like taking his clothes off. He's like, I can't handle it. He just like loses his fucking
And
mind.
that scene where the kid's like turning it up and the dad comes in and is like, damn it, son, turn that down.
That little Asian kid?
Yeah.
Turn that music down. No, yeah, that's great, dude. I love that fucking movie.
So it's great that this album is doing so well. Would you say blew your guys' like anytime you go to drop something, you set a bar. Did it go above the bar that you guys thought it was
I
going
think
to?
it did. Or met the expectations.
Was
that
it
I-
worth all the headache to you doing the production and remixing?
Yeah. Because
That was a pain in your ass.
it was.
Yeah,
It
poor
really
Tyler,
was.
man. I was about to say, I got to say big shout out to Tyler for doing that because I helped him just a little bit.
Well, you helped a lot more than you think, but
I know, but you still had to do like the consolidating and organizing of it, which was the headache because you're talking about each track had like what 40 something tracks to it or something. Crazy.
that wasn't fun.
Not fun.
Sheesh.
And I didn't have to do any of that, so thank you for doing that.
I also know that mixing sound can be a fucking headache.
And you only have to deal with 4 lines.
Oh, thank
not
God!
40.
Well, thank God I didn't mix it. I just engineered it.
Yeah.
Like
So that
Yeah.
gets sketchy.
So Nick, when you're writing these out,
Oh yeah.
how's that process go? Do you so like there's so many questions in this lane that we're just gonna
I could
roll.
talk about this forever, man. It's like my favorite
So
thing.
when you get into it, do you hear the music in your head first and then you put lyrics to it, or do you like see the lyrics and then like how do you say you have an idea for a song?
Yes.
How does that start?
So it's weird. For me personally, it's a bunch of different situations. It depends on the song. There'll be some times where I hear like a line. What I try and do is I try and be open to life around me. And if I hear a line, like a quote or something that I hear that grabs me in a certain way, I'll be like, oh, that's really cool. That could be a tagline. So a lot of times when I have ideas for songs, it'll be like I have these vocal taglines and I'll think about it and ruminate on it. And that's how I'll derive lyrics for the rest of the song. But most times, I'll write, if I'm writing a song, I'll write the chorus first, and then I go back and I write verse lyrics to correspond with the choruses. But it just depends because sometimes I'll just sit down and I'll get hit with inspiration and I'll write a song front to back, both like guitar wise and from a lyric standpoint. So it really just depends on how I'm feeling on that day. I just try and Tyler can attest to this too as an artist. You just try and get inspiration when you can, and when you've got it, you try and follow it until you see it through.
How often do you try to write a song? Like, do you try to write a song every day, or do you try to write a lyric every day?
That's awfully
or-
ambitious.
Yeah.
I try to have that weekly. I usually get ideas in my head, whether it be to continue writing a song or something just pops out of nowhere. Ironically, I feel like I'm finally becoming who I want to be musically, so a lot of my ideas are flowing, and I went back to music school during the pandemic, so a lot of my ideas that I have in my head, they're not just in my head, they're a lot easier to get out.
Do you use your
To
voice
express.
memo on your phone a lot to be like,
No, actually, I just kind of, if it's good, I'll remember it. That's what I go by. If it's good, you'll remember it.
That's what I was
That's what I
asking,
do
Nick,
too,
is,
yeah.
is your note section in your phone full of random few lines?
So it is, but okay, so this is weird. Like for the stuff that I write with Forthright, I very much use that method of like, if it's good enough, I'll remember it. And then that's how I judge whether or not it's worthy of being written on. But I also write a lot personally. Like I write a lot of songs in every genre just to try and keep the
juices flowing.
The juices flowing. And when I do, I will keep notes down just because when I go to write a song, the first thing that comes out is like metal-based songs because that's what I grew up listening to. That's what I love. So it's easier for those to flow. If I'm going to sit down and write a pop song, it's harder for me, so I do have to chart it out.
Are you guys going to do a pop goes punk sort of album with your poppy stuff?
I do not think so.
If we want to drive Ferraris next time we do a podcast.
Yes,
for you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna go vaporwave and do stuff like that. No, but I entertain the idea of starting other musical projects or even just releasing some stuff that's me personally. So
TB, how often is it that you help with lyrics for certain songs?
Almost never. I'll be honest. At least for like, the past few albums, like rarely. Like I said last podcast, I'm not a very poetic guy when it comes to words. So I'm still working. So that's a lot of Nick has a very deep mind. He knows how to say words the way I want to say them.
What role does Eddie play with lyrics? Does he ever help?
No. So I will say this. I basically come up with all the lyrics, and it's mainly because like I've been doing it now for a while. So like I kind of know what will work and what won't. And since I have to sing it too, it's easier for me to know what I'm capable of performing. So I think that's part of it. Every now and again, like Tyler, like for instance, there's a song Threshold on the album. Tyler wrote the main riffs for it and wrote a lot of that song, both bass, guitar, and everything. And when he talked to me about it, he was like, this is my idea I have for it, which is that it's like that moment between being dead and alive.
So does he approach you? That was going to be my next question.
Oh, yeah.
So Tyler, when you said you're working on curating some songs, do you curate like the guitar, the bass, that aspect of it, and then turn around and be like, yo, Nick, this is audio wise with no lyrics, instrumentally what I have in mind, and then Nick kind of writes.
We riff back and forth and like bounce ideas off each other, and it grows. And like I said, like the last time I was with you guys, Nick can just, Nick writes 5 songs, I write 1 song. It's just how,
right.
Nick's
Nick did a lot of acid after high school.
Yeah.
He was definitely experimenting for sure. Speaking of, have you ever experienced the
elf people?
So I'm not going to lie, man. I'm not a psychedelics person.
Have you ever tried it is the question.
No. And the reason why is because
neither have I.
I've had a lot of friends who have, and I have one friend in particular who, when he did, it was like the worst experience. And I was the babysitter for a group of people, and somebody went off the deep end real bad. And ever since then, I'm like, it's not worth it.
Maybe
like,
not.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
I don't
not.
think so.
Yeah,
I'm good.
That happened to me the first time I did acid, and I was like, maybe I'll just take like a third of a strip every time, and not a full.
What about you, TB? You ever tried?
No,
Any psychedelic mushrooms? Nothing.
Not yet. But I
like your optimism.
I do have one of my good friends is a psychonaut, but he's recently told me a horror story where he was doing I think it was LSD or acid, and at the peak of his trip he smoked marijuana, and then he basically went to another dimension, saw this like mechanical female figure, and she said, you're not supposed to be here, and he's been traumatized ever since, because he's just like, it was
acid?
like,
Nick is just like, yo, bro, that's why you don't do it.
Yeah, and
shrooms is a little softer,
and like he can't do that. He was just like, there's a lot of psychonauts will say like there's a certain threshold.
What's a psychonaut?
Somebody who experiments with psychedelics.
Yeah,
on a regular, for like purposes to seek more understanding, more finding.
Like
they're doing it all the time.
Like
It's to garner,
microdosing.
to garner introspection on yourself. You take these drugs to unlock different.
You like
aspects.
meditate on an idea almost like I suck at procrastinating. Why do I procrastinate so much? Blah blah blah, and then you take it and you go on this journey.
Do you think that's like an existential thing?
100%.
Existentialistic freak out, maybe, where you're just like, and I find okay, and I don't mean to demean the psychedelics whatsoever when I make this next statement, but human beings are so uncomfortable all the time, and it's just like humans can't grasp the idea of that, like, you're just alive and then you're just dead.
Right. Yeah.
And I
100%.
do you see where I'm coming from? So like
100%.
and then people do these psychedelics and they're like, oh, I want to talk to the elf people. Oh, I want to fucking see God.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to fucking ride a unicorn into the sunset. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, dude, like, no, bro. Like, there are no answers. Like, it is finite. The answers are in the universe. They are out there somewhere. You're not going to get it from a fucking pile of shit in the middle of fucking Clarence's goddamn cow field.
Fuck yeah, dude. You're speaking my language
You know what I'm
right now.
saying?
Hell yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like all these psychedelics, like whether it may be useful to your brain, I can't speak for that. Like if you think a different way after you do mushrooms, but what I really think it boils down to is like an existentialistic fucking panic attack.
Well, yeah, and even other people have talked about it before or whatever, but like they call it the hero's dosage, where it's you take like 5 to 7 grams of mushrooms.
Is that a lot?
Yeah,
Oh,
and it
shit.
causes you. It causes you. It causes
No,
you.
bro.
It causes you to have this crisis, but you got to realize that like that's you looking at yourself in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what you see. What's wrong with you? Kind of like when like say TB and I are working on a project and he's not pulling his weight as much, but like I'm slacking in some parts and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, Tyler over here, he's fucking slacking, you know, this and that. When really I'm just getting mad at the fact that like I'm slacking as well.
Yeah. 100%.
Damn, dude. I just don't know. I don't see
Yeah,
that.
I mean you haven't done them.
Well,
I
I mean,
know.
it just depends on the person too, because like part of the reason that I personally don't is because I know that my mind, like me as a person,
Right.
I am very chill. I am very go with the flow, but I have a hard time letting go of complete
You got
control
some
of
inner
something.
demons
Yeah.
that you got to battle. I'm the same
yeah.
way. The first time I ever did acid was on accident. I had a buddy that had a whole bunch of sheets.
Yeah.
And I was helping him cut these sheets up before a party. I got bad friends, I know, at the time.
Tyler's very upset with you.
Right,
Yeah.
and I'm helping this dude cut up all these sheets of, just
Yeah.
like sheets on sheets on sheets on sheets, and like we're smoking and stuff. And next thing I know, I go to hand it to him, the blunt, and I'm like, "Wait, you got gloves on?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro." He's like, "Oh fuck, man, I forgot to get you some."
Oh,
and I'm
my
like, "Wait, I need gloves." And he's like, "Yeah, bro, like you get high from touching this shit."
Bro, I'm getting
Oh,
sick just
shit.
thinking about this right now,
dog.
dude.
I
would
literally
freak the fuck out.
I like ran out his hallway and went to go to his bathroom. But before I could make it to his bathroom, he had like the perfect white hallways. Like Steve Jobs would have loved this
no,
dude's hallways.
yeah.
But literally, like the hallways shifted, and I was just in an all white
Oh,
box,
shit.
and I curled up on the floor and cried for like 2 hours. And then my buddy was like, "Yo, bro, like." We got to go to this party, man. Like, yo, like, you got to get off the floor. Everything's all right, man. Like,
You're going to be fine.
you're just high, you know, like
Yeah.
you'll be all right. Dude, we went to the party. The fridge was turning into a monster every time. Dude, high school parties and everybody's like, you know, everybody put everything in the fridge, and so like, you know, everybody's going to the fridge to get their drink, and every time, dude, that fridge was turning into a monster, and I was like flipping
Are
out.
you trying to fucking warn people like, bro?
Yeah, dude. I was like, don't go near the fridge. I was swimming in the front yard, just full on in the grass, bro. I thought I was at a beach.
Dude, you were a triathlete before you ever even
Right,
started.
bro. I was cracking like a Bush Light, and I was like, man, you're not supposed to drink salt water, but fuck it. And I was like chugging the whole thing. Yeah, dog. And
Bro,
This is
this is
great.
what I'm talking
That's
about.
awesome, man.
Yeah. Dude, I think we should do shrooms.
I'm sorry you went through that, but objectively, that's hilarious.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Looking back on it, I'm like,
Makes for a good story.
yeah.
Uh,
Dude,
Yeah.
do you guys have a good high school party story?
Nah,
Either one of you
dude,
guys?
I
I was
never
never
partied.
invited to. Yeah.
We were lame in high school. I'm
Yeah.
way cooler now than I was in high school.
I've told mine already. My peak high school.
Yeah. The party in the G-string.
I got a
and
buddy
got
of
busted.
mine. A buddy of mine got arrested in a leather G-string with a zipper on the dick. Dude, got a dick zipper.
Nice.
Got a dick zipper, dude.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, straight out. He was on the fucking hood
This
of a
is
cop car.
dangerous if you're drinking.
Nothing.
dick
Handcuffed
zipper?
on the hood of a cop car. Nothing but a dick zipper, fucking G-string, black leather, dude.
Is that why he got arrested? Was the cop?
No,
like,
they
No.
busted
He was
an
fucked
underage
up.
party.
He was fucked up. We were all underage. We're in high school, obviously, but yeah, no, he just fucking shredded.
Like you do.
Yeah.
So Nick,
As one does.
when you're writing these songs,
Yes.
because I'm sure it's almost like a binder or a document full, whatever. There's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
How do you sort what gets on the album? Do you guys sit down as a band and decide, or are you like, man, these all fit together well?
Yes.
a bit of both. Actually.
Yeah, because okay, so like for this album that we had when we originally wrote it, like we had so many ideas. Like we sat down and listed all of them out, and they weren't fully fledged songs. But it'd be like Tyler has this riff, I have this riff. We know that if we like doctored this could be a full song. We had probably 20 to 25 ideas, and we had to objectively think and say, hey, like this is what we want to do. These are the strongest items on here. And I think that's the way to do it, because if you write 7 songs, then put out 7 songs, you are cutting yourself off from the possibility of writing something that is better, that is newer. For instance, Tradition on the album, which is one of our favorites, that was written like very last minute. It was the last song to get written. The idea for it was very last minute.
And it starts with that classic intro.
In the Hall of the Mountain King by Edward Grieg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
Speaking of the intro on that, so what is it like? Do you guys often use samples in any of your stuff? And if so, what does that look like, I guess?
We used this. We only have used one sample before, and that was the intro for the intro for Deity, like that. What's that song called?
Okay.
It was that drum thing that everybody uses.
There's a song on our album Kaleidoscopic Manslaughter, which has
love that title, by the way.
Thank you. I love it as well. But Deity is like the best song on the album objectively. It's like our favorite, and the song that goes into it is called Votive. You know, like when you're praying to a god, you give a votive candle. So it's like votive into Deity, and we sampled the drums from When the Levee Breaks, and we slowed it down by Led Zeppelin. And so if you listen to it, you can hear those drums because they're iconic. That's the only time we've truly sampled. But me personally, I'm in another project. I'm in a opera rock band called The Tapestry. And we put together like, you know, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Styx, all these great 80s classic rock bands, and mix them together with like Mozart or Puccini and all these different great things from opera. And so I'll just get
Chopin.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll get some. So I'll get some tertiary knowledge from that. And we were, you know, coming up with this song, and I'm like, dude, In the Hall of the Mountain King would be great just to quote every now and again in this song, because the song is about tradition and, you know, how tradition witch burnings and how tradition can be good, but it can also be bad because it limits societies and things like that. So use a classical piece for it. It thematically fits.
What do you think about
goat sacrificing?
No, I'm very pro goat sacrificial situation, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so I got to ask about Led Zeppelin. We've made several references. I have a Jimmy Page tattoo.
Fuck yeah.
I have Zoso on my tit.
Nice, yeah.
Big Jimmy Page fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never be able to play guitar like that man does. He's obviously just a one in a trillion. You'll never find, a lot like Bonham is just one in a trillion. You're never going to find those kind of musicians to come together. Like the new Yardbirds or Led Zeppelin, rather, if you will. Mm-hmm. Where do you stand at on, what was that song, that Stairway to Heaven?
Yes.
Where do you stand? Do you know about the lawsuit?
Oh, no, I don't actually.
You don't?
What happened?
It's a huge lawsuit where Stairway to Heaven, the entire song was ripped from, I am forgetting the other artist's name, and I'm going to Google it right now. Stairway to Heaven lawsuit.
Can you get Nick the shaker?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we've still got plenty to go. So if somebody needs a refill. There we go. You got to really want it. You really got to want it. So we go to all here. And it says, the final possible legal challenge to Led Zeppelin's ownership to Stairway to Heaven has been defeated. The band were sued for copyright infringement in 2014 over claims that they had stolen the song's opening riff from Taurus. That's the other band. Taurus, by a U.S. band called Spirit. Mm-hmm. Now, I figured you would know this, but so the song sounds, and I can't play it on the show, but I'll show you after.
Yeah.
Wait till you fucking hear it.
Mm-hmm. Is it like very blatant?
So spot on.
Yeah, I hate to be this way, but like Led Zeppelin was notorious for that. They like
with a lot of blues artists.
A lot of blues artists. Like there's one song that's like word for word even. I think it's called the Lemon Song. They took it from an old song called The Killing Floor.
I love the Lemon Song.
Believe it or not, a lot of rap songs, their bass line and drums actually come from like rock.
Yeah.
Rock.
It's just the cycle of being an artist, especially in music. You get inspired by things that came before you. And I mean, am I surprised that that's the case? No, but I mean, everybody will remember Stairway to Heaven more than whatever the original song was.
Right. Taurus by fucking Spirit.
Shout out.
Yeah, and shout out to Spirit. They're all dead by now, I'm sure. But that being said, I mean, like, where was I going to go with that?
Are you going to ask me what my thoughts are people who go about creatively that way and like just rip from
Essentially,
people?
not necessarily rip, but that kind of leads back to the very first question that I asked you, where I asked, do you refrain from listening to other musicians in fear of
Saturation.
not saturation in the field, but saturation in your mind, that you'll hear something and you're going to say, oh, okay, this guy tremeloed right here and he fucking did this and then he fucking brought it into a wiggle fucking on the, you know what I mean? Like, or the certain, or whatever.
Yeah, I will say this. I actually do the opposite of that. If I'm it's weird. Like, I love listening to music. Music is like my favorite thing that I've discovered in my life, but I don't consider myself a casual musical listener. When I listen to music, I try and listen to it with a purpose, whether it be to derive inspiration from it or to learn it or something like that. So
Learn from it.
Learn from it. And exactly, like, just perfect example. We talked about them, Gojira. Gojira, one of my favorite new bands. So I've listened to that album from Mars to Sirius so many times, trying to figure out what musically makes it great. Not so that I can rip it off, but so that I can be like, the reason why this works here is because they do this to set it up, and this is how they execute it. So if I'm looking for inspiration in the sense, like, I want to write something that sounds like this, I obviously will listen to that band to get inspired by it. But I have to trust myself to know that even though I'm going to try and write something like it, I'm not going to rip it off. I'm going to put my spin on it because that's what I do.
Now, what about you, TB? Do you often find yourself like trying to stay away from other musicians or bands or rappers or whoever, different music just in general, in fear of trying to...
God bless.
God bless you.
Thank you. In fear of trying to steal, or not necessarily steal, but, you know, like he said, riff off of, if you will.
I do listen to a lot of music just to get constant inspiration, and once you start doing a lot of the engineering stuff that I've been doing, and even songwriting, you start to go back and hear things you didn't hear before. All those little sounds that you didn't hear before, your ears get tuned to them. So I find I'm doing a lot of that now, is re-listening to songs that I love, and once again finding out why do I like this, and hearing stuff that I never heard before to try to get better, to get more layers, make our own songs bigger, more layered, how to make it sound bigger. So it is like a studying thing. But as far as like listening to stuff and getting burnt out on, no, the inspiration can come everywhere, but it's always those moments like what Nick was talking about when you look for it. You can't really find it, but someday your buddy's going to show you something. You're like, oh shit, and then it becomes your favorite band.
Yeah, and
like, it's always unexpected. That's just how it works.
And like with us personally, like, for instance, we are very talented musicians, and not to say that sound cocky, but like we've all spent time honing our craft so that we can be the best at it that we possibly can be.
Absolutely.
And with that, it's such a difficult thing because we know we can't reinvent the wheel. We cannot do something that has never been done before purely on the basis of technique, because music is such a widely vast array. So what we're doing is trying to take these essences of things that influenced us growing up or influenced us to make us like other types of music, and just sprinkling them in throughout our music so that what we're doing, it's not innovative, but the way and the ingredients that we are using to make it, it's an interesting mix that you've never heard before. So that's like the idea we try and do when we're trying to write, is to try and put in as many different influences as possible that haven't been heard together before.
I was going to say, some lyrical artists, sometimes when they're taking, like, I listen to a lot of trap music, so bars, 2 lines, whatever.
Right.
Like Lil Wayne's been known to take even 7 weeks to put just 2 lines together to get like that perfect rhyme section. Do you find yourself spending extra time? You're like, man, I have this gap and I don't know what to put in this gap.
Taking a word out and
100%.
Finding a new adjective, finding a new verb, finding a new noun, trying to really hammer the message home.
100%. You got to find the right thing, the thing that when you hear it, you just go, that's it.
Immediately. Any listener can listen to it and they're like, yep, got it.
Yep,
I know what he's trying to say.
It's really easy to write a song. It's really hard to write a good song.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more true on your side. I mean, or actually, do you play guitar on stage as well?
Yes. So we're both guitarists. We share lead guitar responsibilities. Like, I'll take some solos, he'll take some solos, and we do guitar harmonies together. But
that's more so. It can't be more true than when it comes to the instrument. Like, oh, dude, yeah, you have to really get the vibe. You know what I mean? Like, really send the message across. So
yeah. And we're lucky. We have the same guitar teacher. So, like, foundationally, we're very similar.
Which is like one of your favorite parts about making this album? A question to both of you, so you guys can take your turn on
Yeah,
You wanna
either
go first?
one.
Yeah.
Ironically, it was the engineering part the part that I hated the most. I also loved it the most.
It's most rewarding, man.
It's because it's one of those things where it's like I play guitar for at that point like almost over half my life, and that was treading into new territory that I never treaded in before, and yeah, it sucked a lot, but now I'm really good at it. It's like that was actually that sucked, but that was really fun.
another
like that
tool
was,
to your belt.
yeah, that's honestly like as much as it was a bitch doing that was my favorite part of the new album by far.
Do you think that the engineering part made it feel like this is my fucking baby?
Well, yeah, I could kind of personalize.
This is my child.
I mean, I guess it was bad because it made me even more of like I'm already picky as it is because a lot of people don't have the ear that I want them to have unless I pay a lot of money. So it's just like, well, I know what sound I'm looking for, and I know how to dial in it, so I'm just going to do it myself.
And then
so,
what? Oh, sorry.
So I kind of did get cocky, where it's just like, I know what I'm doing now, so be quiet.
You've got it tightened up.
There's no stopping us now.
Yeah.
Now, what about you? What was your favorite part about making the album?
Oh, I mean, mine is very selfish. So there's a song on there called Curse of the Unknown. It's 8 minutes and like 20-something seconds. It's okay. So we traded back and forth in terms of writing
Instrumental.
Yeah, writing instrumental stuff. And there were a few songs on there that were just like, hey, I'm writing this. I'm going to show you guys as I'm writing it. But like, this is me stretching my wings and trying to write something that I'm hearing. And that whole song is basically 8.5 minutes of everything that I've written. I even helped Eddie write the drum parts, all of the vocal stuff. And it turned out exactly as I wanted to. I can't tell you, the first time I heard it, it almost brought tears to my eyes, because that's the hardest part of being an artist, is you hear these things, and then when you actually record them and bring them into the world, they never sound exactly like you want them to because it's in your head. This was the first time where it translated perfectly as I wanted it to, and so every time I hear that song, I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever
It was like
written.
harmonious. It's just like synonymous with what you were trying to put out.
It's a different level of pride, because again, it's like I wrote every part of it, pretty much. And I mean, obviously Eddie did the drumming, and like I recorded all the guitars, I recorded the bass, I recorded all that stuff because it was my baby. And that's probably the proudest one for me, because it just, every time I hear it, I'm just like, fuck yeah.
Now, question for Thomas. You're under the gun. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What are you gonna fucking call this thing, dude? I'm watching you guys drink this, dude.
It's really good.
I'm watching you drink this drink, and it's like, okay,
It's dangerous,
It
though.
kind of looks like I haven't drank water in a couple days.
I'm gonna call it the Jimtown Drop.
I like that.
Yes.
Because it's easy going, like a lemon drop. It's
Right.
very smooth. It's like a shot. You could pour it as a shot. You're obviously drinking it by the half gallon.
It does kind of look
Throwing
like
it back,
Yeah.
boy.
It does kind of look like the boat ramp water from Jimtown. So it fits, yeah.
No joke. But I was thinking it looks a lot like I was a little dehydrated and then peed in a cup, and
Right.
then there was some horse semen involved as well.
It's like
I don't know.
had to
It's
pass a drug test, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope this is good enough.
It looks like
cloudy. It's too cloudy. Get it out of here. He's high.
Yeah.
some antifreeze looking vibes from me.
Oh, yeah, antifreeze, yeah.
No, man. I'm really pumped about that. I like that Jimtown drop, dude.
Right. I need
So-
to get a menu behind you of
So-
just like all the different drinks and
So
the exact.
come on down to the Days Grimm if you've got a story to tell, and we'll feed you some Jimtown drops with some Terramana.
Forthright approved.
Forthright, yeah, approved.
Forthright
Endorsed.
approved. Hey, I was going to ask you guys earlier about the merch, man. So, so you guys, where can people find your merch? Because we've got some in the studio. You guys are duct taped on the side of my fridge.
And
over
not
here.
only
I
that,
see it.
your
It's all-
Did you
stickers
see it?
on the table.
I see it.
Yeah, we got stickers on the table, dude. Where can people get this shit at?
Dude, okay, so we have a website that is a band website, and then we have a merch website because it's
shit.
separate.
I just wanted to ask because I wanted to mention I got their poster put up on my
Yeah,
fucking
bro.
fridge.
I
bro.
was
I'm
actually
fucking-
thinking I was so excited to start the episode. I
I
was
know,
like,
dude. I've been looking forward to this for a long
but
time.
yeah, but I was
too,
like, bro,
man.
we're gonna have all 3 members in. We got that Sharpie. I'm about to get the poster autographed by all 3 members. You said you only printed 100 of them.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was like, we're gonna have the one of 100 that's signed by all 3.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
dude.
and then fucking Eddie got fucking
know.
polio.
He
or
got
something.
the runs, dude. He's pooping his brains out somewhere, man.
Oh, not polio.
No, not polio. Just shits. I
Well,
think.
He got the new variant.
He got the new variant. Yeah, the Shitacron.
I mean, you can come back from all 3 of those: shitacron, diarrhea, and polio.
Yeah.
It's Dude, we're in 2022, dude. We can do whatever the fuck we want, dude.
We got the 5G coursing through our veins, man.
Bro, dude, you got cancer, bro?
Yeah.
Got it. You're done. You're healed.
Yeah.
You're healed.
Anyway, sorry, to answer your question, forthrightshop.com is where you can go to get. We have a vast array of t-shirts. We have stickers. We have got posters. We've got anything your little heart could desire Forthright related.
Forthright butt plugs.
Yes, that's coming. That's coming in the summer.
Oh, really? We're doing a summer butt plug.
Yeah,
Of course.
it's for Eddie and Deuce. Stop the run.
Eddie needs one right now.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. If I don't see a butt plug on y'all's website this summer, summer 2022, I'm going to be upset.
As much for
just like a little black cat, like your t-shirt,
course,
but just, and then Forthright.
as much of a joke that is, like, I
It'll
hate
sell.
to say it, it will fucking sell.
It will sell.
Like,
It'll sell. People. We've talked about this so many times.
there's
like
a big kink fetish in this world right now.
not to
I
mention-
love a nice butt plug.
Yeah. People also love novelty items, like things that don't actually do anything, but they're just cool to own.
Yeah.
So like that is coming back in terms of merch. That's why people are going back to doing VHS and cassette. It's like it's not practical,
Yeah.
but it's just fun to have.
It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Let's hit him with that show and tell.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
So first off, while I'm getting ready on my end, go ahead and warm it up, dude.
All right.
So you,
me.
what is your warm up like?
Oh,
vocally?
I don't actually want. You want to know what my warm up is?
Jimtown drop.
Do you stand in the back and you're like, oh?
Yes.
You punch yourself in the throat
Yes.
6 times?
Yeah. So this is so weird, but my warm up. So like
It's not weird.
the problem with doing the music we do and singing any type of aggressive.
Right, because you go from singing to screaming almost.
Yes, your larynx gets so far up into your like mouth that it's hard to swallow, and that's where you start to get voice breaking. For me personally, so it's hard to relax.
Do
so
you
to warm
ice your
up-
throat or anything like that?
No.
Is there any weird sort of remedy you got, like some honey tea?
Not really. I drink lukewarm water. I never
Okay.
drink cold water. I try not to.
Room
At
temp?
least room temp water is the best way to go for it. Also, your body can metabolize it better. Pro
That's
water
true.
tip.
Yep.
But my actual warm up is the first thing I'll do is I'll sing Voodoo by Godsmack because it's kind of low and it helps me roll. It's like, I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite into my veins. Never did I wanna be here again.
Are you going to
And
cue
I
this up while
don't
he's singing?
remember why I came. And I'll just do shit like that,
he just, he just starts beatboxing like.
I didn't even know that until right now.
Yeah, I do it on the car ride over, and so
I can see why.
There's a few like artists that my voice fits really well with. One of them is Styx. So
Ooh, love Sticks.
when we do it with when I do
Renegade, dude.
yeah, when I do my shows with the Tapestry, one of the first songs that we do, the first movement or the first suite has Grand Illusion in it. So that's usually my go-to when I've got it warmed up, and I'll really start to give it some gusto. That's the first thing I'll sing. So here we go. I'll bust it out here and see if I
Are
can.
you doing your warm up or are we doing the actual full?
Oh yeah. How far away should this be? Because this is gonna be loud.
Go ahead. I mean, you're on stage. It's
Yeah.
basically a stage mic. It's
Gotcha.
unidirectional. So
All right.
however you would do it on stage.
So I've already gone through Voodoo like 3 times, just singing that chorus over and over again. Maybe I'll do the part where it's like Voodoo, Voodoo, maybe something like that.
You're peeking it a little bit.
Okay, sorry. Here you go. I'll do this. Here you go. So then I'm just walking around,
Yeah.
trying to walk and stay loose, and it's like, welcome to the Grand Illusion. Come on in and see what's happening. Pay the price. Get your tickets for the show. Boom, doo boom, 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 Stage is set. The band starts playing. Suddenly, your heart is pounding, wishing secretly you were the star. Boom. Boom, boom.
Damn.
And then it always gets to the chorus, which is anytime I have to not warm up, but do a sound check. That's what I always sound check, which is, so if you think your life is complete confusion, 'cause you never win the game, just remember that it's a grand illusion, and deep inside we're all the same. We're all the same.
Damn.
And that's how I know I've hit it. If that feels good, I'm good to go.
Dude, you got a fucking winner right here, bro.
American
TB.
Idol, hit me up, man.
TB, hold on to this, man. So this week's show and tell, we're going to go ahead and roll in. We spoke about this earlier. We're going to go ahead and hold on.
I just remember that camera's yours on the end.
Oh, that's me?
Yes, sir.
Hello, people.
So this week's show and tell. Now, TB didn't bring anything in because
He brought stuff last time.
Yes.
Yeah, he brought stuff last time. So now, Nick, it's all down to you, dude. What'd you bring in for? And you can feel free to get as close to this camera as possible.
All right. I got you. Yeah. All right.
So what do you got for us, man?
All right. I'll explain it first, and then I'll show you. So,
Okay.
I've always got it on me. It is this wedding ring. This wedding ring belonged to my Nana and Papa, my mom's adopted parents, and they were married over 65 years, and were a real, beacon of what a healthy relationship should look like. They were wonderful people, both of them extremely educated for their time. My grandpa had a master's degree in the 1940s in psychiatric social work.
Ah, dang,
Yeah,
dude.
my Nana was a nurse. She joined the war effort to become a nurse because the United States needed nurses in World War II.
Hey, God bless her.
God bless her. And yeah, so this was their wedding ring. And whenever I was set to get married, my mom offered it to me. We got it resized and everything, and I'm going to show it to you here.
That's such a rad family experience and history.
Dude, that's fucking rad, bro.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a little baby. It's not super big. It's not super boastful.
I know, dude. Look at this guy. Look at that monster.
That's
dude.
a big boy. That is.
Were you
That's a-
able to listen to any of your grandma's war stories?
No, okay, so it's interesting. My Nana, she joined towards the end of the war, and by the time she graduated, they didn't need her anymore, but she got the degree out of it.
Wow.
Hell yeah, that's
they
a
paid
win.
for it. And then but she had a brother who actually was in Pearl Harbor. He was stationed there, and he had to jump off, the back of a sinking ship and, swim to a raft.
Did he live,
Crazy.
though?
He lived, but, sadly, of course, that followed him the rest of his life.
Right.
And, it caused a lot of problems.
Dude, I can't.
It's cool
Grandparents,
to-
are they still with us?
No, they're both gone now. They were both born in the 20s. Papa, he passed in 2015, and I believe Nana was in 2016, about a year
I'm
after.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
And
they
not-
were great people.
Not even just to mourn your loss, but the loss to this earth.
Yeah.
There's a very rare generation of folks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Silent generation.
Did you
They
ever?
were.
Wait, we're the greatest generation.
Did you? Yeah, they were the greatest generation. But did you? Do you have grandparents, TB, from the 40s? Were they alive during World War II?
I had it on last time. The jacket that I wear, the
With
patch,
the patch on it. Yeah.
that was my great grandpa's, and he was World War II. So I wore that patch in honor of him. That was his. He was he was in the he was in Europe. He was in the aftermath after the Nazis fell. He helped rebuild Europe and hunted
Nazi
the
party.
Nazis that were there. And there's a
Tracking them down.
Yeah.
dude.
Scalping
Yeah.
some Nazis.
yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
I was gonna say it's cool though that you both keep some sort of family heirloom.
Even
Yeah.
from so long ago.
Because that's not something that, personally, my family is not one of those that's super hung up on, the family name and keeping the family legacy going.
Right.
But it's little stuff like that. For instance, this ring. It's so small. It's so thin.
I see it.
And
I don't know if you can tell on the camera
Yeah.
when he showed it to you earlier, but it's
so small.
It's literally the opposite of mine.
And-
It's
And it really speaks to their relationship because they had, in my opinion, what everybody should strive for with a marriage was very quiet, simple love.
A very
it was
meek,
not
humble.
exactly. It wasn't boastful or overly passionate, but they were always there for each other, and they showed that love to everybody else, and it was constant, unconditional love. It wasn't flashy, and I think this ring symbolizes it perfectly, and that's what I wanted to try and bring to my marriage as well.
And dude, thank you so much for explaining that. That's
Yeah.
it's not a show and tell that pertains to what you guys do at all. And honestly, that's not what show and tell is all about. It's really about the individual and what they carry with them throughout their life. But yeah, dude, just thank you for sharing that story. That's
Yeah.
deep, dude.
I think about them every day, including my papaw, because I try to emulate him. Him and my Nana were very emotionally intelligent people. They were not emotionally repressed people. They were in tune with their emotions enough. Like I said, he was a psychiatric social worker, so he helped people who were dealing with mental stress, back in the 50s and 60s. He even helped perform lobotomies at one point.
That's dark.
And he understood the value of knowing your
Correct.
mind. And so that's something I've always tried to emulate, is that self-awareness and that ability to be in touch with your emotions but not let them override you. So,
And you carry that with you, I'm assuming,
Oh, yeah.
even to date, like through
100%.
music and everything.
I try to be like that. If I can be like that, I know I'm doing something right. So
If I could be like that.
What's
Sorry,
next?
I don't know why.
What would I do?
What's next for like how many shows have you performed of your new album?
Dose so far.
2, yeah.
That's for the Hispanic crowd,
So
everybody.
far.
That's 2 in English, everyone.
Yes, 2 in English.
So how many more shows do you guys have booked so far?
Well, we have a couple right now. There's one that's in the works. Hopefully, it's going to be sometime during the summer. It's going to be hopefully a pretty big one. But as of right now, we are not very good at booking shows. So what we do is we wait until people ask us to be on shows. And that's, thankfully, we're well known enough that people ask us to be on shows. So we usually get like 2 or 3 weeks notice before we have a show.
Yeah, so that's
I'm tripping. Did anybody else just hear a beep?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
That wasn't me.
Wasn't
yeah, I don't
me.
know what it was.
Somebody just set the security system off. I don't
Yep.
know.
Mhm.
God bless you.
God
God
bless
bless
you.
you.
Man, I don't know, dude. So like, you guys are crushing it. The new album's dope. You guys are out here. You're putting it on the streets. You're putting it on the streets. We've done 2 shows so far. You've got more coming. I don't know, man. Like, what do you think with this new album? What are you going to take away from this one going into, let's say there's another one? You know what I mean? And I don't want to give anything away. I'm sure you've already got material set back aside, but like leaving this album, whether it be writing, engineering, Eddie, I'm sorry you have polio.
Yeah, sorry, man.
But, you know, on any aspect, on any front, what do you take from this album into the next one? And you guys can take turns answering, I guess. That's kind of a deep question, but like what are you gonna take from this album and move into the next one?
Take from it?
Yeah.
To
learn that you learned from this one.
Sorting out the logistics of it, you know, a little bit better. Got more organized at that, and hopefully a pandemic doesn't happen in between it. But no, it's just mostly I know who I am as a musician better, and I'm kind of scattered brain right now. That's a really good question.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you on the spot with it.
No, you're good.
This is one of those ones I should have told you before the show.
No, that's a really
Yeah,
good.
come on, we got to write it beforehand,
Nick's
man.
ready, dude.
Yeah.
Nick's like, I got my answer, dude.
Yeah. Nick,
What do you got?
you answer real quick while my brain computes.
What's up, man?
It's that we're never going to do a full album again because it took 3
Really?
It took 3 years to do, and it turned out great. But when we talked about it, when we think about how much money we poured into this album, how much time and resources, it was 3 years of our life. I am so glad we did it because it was a truly enlightening experience for us as musicians. I feel like we got to really test our metal and create something that we are proud of. Like, this is something that when I fucking 80 years old and I don't know, maybe I've got grandkids, I don't know. But like, you know, if I'm talking to some young whippersnapper, I'll be like, I was in a band once. I made this album and it's really fucking cool. Yeah. You know, I can look back on it when I'm 80 and I'll be like, you know, if I don't do anything else, this is something that I did with my bros and we did it our way, and I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. So, but to answer that question, never doing a full album again. From here on out, I think we're doing, at least for me personally, I want to do very, very
EP.
EPs that have stories behind them. I love songs that tell stories, so like very concept
3
driven.
tracks.
Yeah,
4 tracks.
something like that. But all of them tell a succinct story, and each of them have a different, very unique flavor.
I like that.
You know, that's
a good
something.
answer.
Yeah,
That's a good. Actually, and I dig that because like a lot of, I mean, obviously a lot of rap artists are dropping singles. We talk about this all. We've interviewed multiple local rap artists from Evansville and the surrounding area, and a lot of them are saying the same thing. It's like, yeah, man, nah, the whole album trash. Trash the album.
Yeah.
But what they do is they come up with that fucking hitter, that heater, that fucking beater with a heater, that fucking hot stop.
Yeah.
And they drop. You know what I'm saying? And then when they drop that motherfucking dude, it is just and if they've invested so much time in this 1 track, 2 tracks, 4 tracks that like when it hits hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like 12 songs, who cares? 4 fucking bangers.
Yeah.
Somebody's calling you for another 4 bangers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's what I think. I think you got a good head on your shoulders. I think you're heading the right.
so.
I think you're heading in the right direction. I think a lot of people are doing that. And
It's
then
not
TB,
worth it,
did we have time to compute? Or
Yeah.
Where are we at from? So what are you taking from this previous album, moving into the next album you guys will drop?
I mean, I can never say never with another album because, like what Nick said, logistically it's hard to make. But you never know if Sony's going to come to us and be like, "Hey, here's $100,000, make an album."
Of course,
that was the case. It'd be like, okay, like
how cheap can we put this album together?
Yeah, dude, I'm getting a fucking extension on my house right now, dude.
I need $40,000 yesterday. Yeah. No, but really though.
But it showed me that I'm very capable of producing an album inside my freaking bedroom. Yeah. And that how capable I can be as a producer, and hone that skill in for an easier, faster process. Not only that, but I am big into orchestration music right now and synthesizer, so I want to include that
as an extra
into the other albums. Do all this crazy orchestra stuff.
Just
so
bigger,
I'm actually very excited about that. Doing all of that, like all the keyboard stuff. That's what I'm most excited about for the next one.
So it almost kind of gave you some confidence. Like,
validation. A lot. Like,
100%,
I mean, I'll totally be.
And Nick's got your back. He's like, "Fuck yeah, dude! I'm
I
ready
mean,
to roll, dude."
I mean, like I don't want to, like, sound cocky or anything, but like,
no, it's good.
Fuck, like, I personally don't know anybody else in this town that's doing what I'm fucking doing. So
there's a handful. There are some, but there is only a handful.
Yeah,
and they stay in certain lanes. They're not in the metal lane.
Yeah, but there are folks out there, and I'm telling you, you're there. You're on that level.
So $1,000 a song.
There you go,
come
guys.
at me.
There you go, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
We're opening Forthright Recording Studios. We can be your producers.
So Nick, when you're coming up, because you've named the last 3 albums.
Oh yeah, I am the one. I don't want to speak for the guys, but I think like we all have very maybe not clear-cut ideas of what we do in the band, but we all know what it is we bring to the table and what we're best at. I am best at big picture idea, whether it be song or album. This is the whole idea. This is the story that's being told. Whereas Tyler, I will give him so many props for being really good at writing. Like we've talked about this before. He is great at writing riffs, like things that when you hear them, you're like, fuck yeah. It's like that hits super hard. And what then it's easy for
more
me to do.
More riffs than Diablo 3.
Yes, exactly. So,
dude.
He'll give me all these riffs and we're looking at it and I'm sitting here and what I do is I look at the big picture and I'm like, this could pair with this. How do we puzzle piece this together? And I'm big on transitions, big on making things flow.
That's my biggest weakness right there.
Yeah. So I'm big picture and then, him and Eddie to
details.
Detail guys. Whereas, me, I'm looking big picture of the story we're telling, what needs to be conveyed with the song. And then, him and Eddie do a great job of bringing that.
So what you're saying is you have ADD a lot like I do.
Yeah.
Because
I was going to say, what was the motivation behind the last 2 names?
Big idea.
Oh, last 2 names? Okay. So,
yeah.
And go ahead and say what they are for our listeners.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So I'll start with the 2018 classic Kaleidoscopic Manslaughter. So what happened was I came up with that name on a whim, not about anything, but I came up with that phrase, Kaleidoscopic Manslaughter, and I'm like, that's so cool. Maybe I had these ideas where, like, maybe if I am in a death metal band or something, that'll be the name of the band. And we started writing this album, or 2018's album, Kaleidoscopic Manslaughter, and there was a song on there that Tyler had written most of, the title track, Kaleidoscopic Manslaughter. And I was just like, this needs like something really badass to match it because it's so cool. And I was like, we'll just use that. And then when we were putting the album together, I'm like, that's got to be the title track. It's the most interesting one on the album. So the idea behind it is just like the idea that the world is so fucked. Everywhere you look, there's mayhem. Because the whole...
For sure. That checks out.
Yeah, the whole story of that album is you are... The protagonist is born into a world... the first song is supposed to be like The World because it's based off of like 1984. The first song is called Double Think. It's supposed to be like you're born into this world that's telling you how things have to be. You have to be this way. This is how it is. The second song, False Idol, deals with you realizing that might not be the case. This is just what everybody has told you the world is like. Third track, Kaleidoscopic Manslaughter, is, it's not at all like this. Everything's just fucked. The fourth track, Deity, is you being like, okay, well, I'm going to own this power. Like, everything's fucked, but like I'm the master of my own destiny. And then Comatose is you do that for so long that it's like, yeah, it's great, but it wears you down, man. Being the master of your own destiny is really hard.
Stagnicity.
Yeah, so you just kind of start to get hollow from it. And then Quicksand is where you sink and die. in the world. So it's like this whole story of this person's eventual full life cycle from life to death.
I
And then
love
anti-orthodox.
that.
And then, that one, and I'm not going to lie, when we were putting those songs together, we had more songs that were going to be on the album that we didn't get to, so we kind of had to come up with that explanation for the album after the fact. I was like, oh, well, they work in this way, so that's the official story behind that album. Anti-Orthodox, the elevator pitch is that the whole album is based on the road less traveled and the consequences that come from it. So you want to chart your own path, be your own person, that's great. These are the headaches that are going to come with it. That's why it's split into 3 chapters. Like the first 5 or 6 songs are Divergence. The second, like the middle part is Consequence. No, sorry, Divergence. Middle part is Acceptance because you're accepting it. And then the last part is Consequence. So it's like you've accepted how you want to live your life. And then the last bit of the album is Consequence, what comes from it.
This is what happens.
Exactly. But it's all just supposed to be full. It's same thing. Like I'm very big on full circle concepts. So like when you listen to Kaleidoscopic Manslaughter, the first things that you hear on the strings is the last riff that you hear on the last song. So if you listen to it in a circle and you're listening to it, you can hear that it's the same thing. Same thing with Anti-Orthodox. It starts with the classical guitar, which was recorded in Tyler's bedroom, by the way. And if you listen to the last song, it's the same guitar riff, but now it's a whole step, like a whole step key down. So it's like you've gone through the cycle, but now you're
a step lower.
You're a step lower. You've sunk down into it. So
that's gnarly. Awesome. That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, I love doing stuff like that, like little motifs where there's stuff like that all through the album where it's like, this is the same thing that was here earlier, but now it's in this key and that represents where you're feeling. And it all tells the story subconsciously as a listener. I'd like to think you maybe don't pick up on it, but it's something that subconsciously your mind's aware
Have
of.
either of you smashed a guitar on stage?
No,
not yet.
Guitars are fucking expensive, man.
I like your optimism. He said yet, dude. He said yet.
Right.
He's there. He's on board. He's just waiting for the cheapest guitar and the dopest show.
Or some company give me endorsement. Be
Pulls
like,
out a second Yamaha guitar just to smash.
He just has a Fender Stratocaster for one song. He's like, what is he doing up here, dude?
Just one cheap guitar.
He's like old 50s bebop.
They're like, why'd he downgrade from $1,000 guitar to a $100 guitar? And then they see him just shred it.
Is this Buddy
Throws
Holly?
it into yeah, bro. Throws it into a wood chipper on stage.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, so where are you at? I want to go dark. I want to go dark. I want to go dark.
I'm always down for that.
So you guys are a metal band.
Well, no. One second. Before we get too dark.
Sure.
I'm going to go dark.
You guys like blind people fighting?
I need to know.
Are we talking about Daredevil right now?
I need to know
love
where you
Daredevil.
stand at on blind kids fighting. They have
when-
to be
after,
children.
After the show, I encourage you to go to YouTube and search blindfold fights.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, not blind people. Like
No,
actual,
but
like,
I mean that's where it started.
Blindfolded
Brian,
people, gotcha.
Brian asked me about 2 blind kids in a room fighting and who I thought would win, and then that turned into a 2-week-long obsession of blind people fighting on YouTube.
All right.
You're welcome,
That
the
sounds
Days
like
Grimm
it's- yeah.
listeners.
Brian's question was: you get 2 blind people and you lock them in a room. One has 1 leg, one has 1 arm.
Ooh.
Who do you got
wins?
money on?
I got money on the...
Now think before you speak.
See-
Really see the fight happening.
So no arm and
No leg.
no arm, 2 legs, and no leg, 2 arms.
Yo.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, and where you'll get caught up in the arbitrary mist is, well, when did they lose their arm? Just assume they're equal. They both
course.
lost their limb at 13. They've been blind their whole life. We're talking brass tacks.
Yeah.
Who do you got? Go.
I've got the dude with 2 legs because if you only got 1 leg, you're less stable.
There we go.
That's got to be it, right?
Yeah,
Because I mean, if you
He's
get,
on my team, dude.
if you get knocked down, if you got 1 leg and you get knocked down, like
I get knocked down.
get up again. Gotta bring me down. Yeah.
That's my bet too. Just from
We're going 2 legs?
Yeah, 2 legs.
Legs are way more
Yeah.
useful than arms.
Yeah.
Thomas said 2 arms.
Yeah,
Why-
because
what's
he's
your
hitting
logic?
harder.
That's a good point,
He's
too.
missed his leg since he was 13, so he's been accommodated to hobbling around. He's got his balance, and even though he's blind, he's got 2 arms to hit with.
That's true, I guess. Is it his dominant?
And his arms are going to be strong because he's had to use them to get,
a good
from
point.
place
Well,
to
it
place.
is his
But-
dominant now, to answer your question.
Oh, that's a good point. So, yeah.
Well,
I'm still going 2 leg, man.
Me
You're
too.
going two
I
legs.
too- well,
I
Hashtag-
see where you're coming
hashtag
from.
me too.
I do, but have you ever seen like a legitimate spin kick?
Look, it's not on YouTube. That's all I'm saying.
Have you ever seen a
I haven't seen this fight.
one-legged gentleman
If
throw
you
a
are
spin kick?
blind out there and you've got only one leg or only one arm, please contact the Days Grimm. We're gonna put
Right.
on a pay-per-view fight.
Dude, I was talking to him. I was like, what if this show ever took off and I just like made hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars? I would start a blind kid underground fighting league.
Why wouldn't you?
Straight
Yeah.
up.
We would write the theme song for it.
Yeah,
up.
dude, we already have one of our old songs is the theme music for
WWA wrestling.
WWA Wrestling,
The
a
local
local,
wrestling,
a local
yeah.
wrestling federation.
yes.
Hit the Floor by Forthright is their official theme song. It's
That's
on all of
fucking
their
metal.
intros.
That's
and stuff.
awesome. Now you can get even more dark. I mean, Blind Kids, it's all dark.
We're gonna
but-
look up WWE.
I thought you were
after
talking about Daredevil, the
No.
Marvel show, which is great.
And I want to take all jokes aside. I love having a good time with you guys. We literally have just had the best time. We're sitting here cracking up over Blind Kids. Obviously hilarious.
Right.
Yes.
And,
And
we'll
then-
YouTube some fights after the show.
We
Hell
will
yeah.
after I pee because that's right on the fringe.
Right.
Oh,
I'm,
yeah, me
I'm
too,
at
man.
the tip.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got
dude.
I've got a quart.
You
I'm
drink,
prairie
got a rubber
dogging in my
band in it.
you
penis.
drink
Yeah.
a lot of
No.
beers.
Yeah, I'm 3 deep along with 3 whiskeys. So
And we're several gym towns
I'm
in.
today.
Oh, yeah.
today. Where I'm
We've
at
got a Gym City here with how
Now-
many gym towns we've been drinking, dude.
now. TB, old Mr. Tuberculosis over here, has already answered this question.
Sure.
Now I want to go and find out about Nick and Eddie. Listen to me, motherfucker. You're next. Nick.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, the one question we like to ask folks is life sucks. Like we talked about that existential crisis that we all have.
It's everywhere.
And how humans are just not okay with being alive and then just being dead one day. That is within all of us.
Yes.
The darkest moment you've ever had in your life. Now, if you don't want to share, you don't have to share. I want to emphasize that greatly. The moment, that is. What I care to know about is what got you through that darkest moment onward. Like pulled you out of the darkness and kept you, in the military we say Charlie Mikan,
Yeah.
continuing the mission. Keep moving forward. So in your darkest moment, and again, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but what pulled you out of it?
Yeah, so I'll lightly touch on it just so there's some context, but I had a really good friend of mine, he went through a pretty rough ordeal. It was like a full psychotic break sort of a thing. And, had to be there for most of it, was, had to witness it firsthand. And it was definitely a very, very hard time. Anybody who's had to deal with, mental problems knows how messy that can be and how terrible
Yes.
it can be.
Yeah.
But man, what got me going or what got me through it was basically just, it's the same thing that gets me through every day. My philosophy on life in general is if you look at how I view things, I'm technically a nihilist. I don't think that any one thing has inherent meaning. I think that the meaning something has is because you give it meaning. I feel like that is the case on a macro and a micro scale.
A lot of people say that like there's no such thing as a good or bad thing because it can happen to everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing that gets me through it has been the people in my life, all of the things that mean so much to me, and the things that I assign meaning in my life that give me worth, that serve me. And I try not to give things time or my energy that don't serve me in some way that is positive. So the thing that keeps me going is mainly the people in my life.
What keeps you going again, TB? For those people.
Gymtown drop.
There it is, guys. The Days Grimm juice. The Days Grimm juice.
Pretty much the same as Nick. I have honestly the best friends I could ever ask for. Music, definitely a big part. It's something that you grow with. It's a craft that you grow with. The older you get, the better you get. It's not like an athletic sport where the older you get, the worse you get. The worse you get. You grow with it, and having something like that where you grow with something as you get older and get better, that's actually something I feel like that's one of the best things you can have for yourself. You just get better and better through life.
100%.
And then your last piece of advice last time you were on the show for our listeners or anybody that's wanting to start a band or get into a band was to just get into it, to practice.
Which a lot of people say, by the way, like, just go do it.
I mean, that is that's really not. That's the simplest way to say it. It's just the stupid Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
What about you,
That's
Nick?
really it.
I mean, we're in the same page. I think it's a Bruce Dickinson quote from Iron Maiden. He says that everybody always wants to talk about, I think he used the example of going on, like all these people who go on like American Idol or they go on The Voice or something like that,
Right.
and they get interviewed. They say, all I want to do with my life is make music. Like, that's all I want to do. And he's like, I understand where those people are coming from, but I call bullshit, because if all you wanted to do in your life was make music, you would already be doing it. You would find a way to nurture that creative outlet. Like, that's how I feel about music. I don't do it necessarily because I like it. I do it because I feel like I have to do it. Like, it's a compulsive need to create and make stuff. So if you're somebody who wants to create anything, you have to start now, because if you wait until a certain point where you think you're going to be better at it or it's going to be a better time for you, that might be the case. But if you started right now, you're going to be further along than if you waited until that time.
And then we always and thank you guys for the deep thoughts. Seriously, Nick, and your friend, like that's I can't even imagine. So just thank you for that. We'd like to give you guys the last couple minutes for shout outs for
where people can find you.
Where people can find you, your shout outs for the album that's been made. I mean, like, onward and onward. I mean, the last couple minutes is really all you. So
hell yeah. You want to go ahead, Jareth?
Shout out to
Jack Daniels.
Yes.
Always Jack Daniels.
Tim Carter from Musician's Den, we talked about earlier. He does all my guitar work for me, most of my guitar work, and yes, very good stuff. And I would like to give a shout out to Jim Martin, the singer for IDGE. He just had twins.
Woo!
This
there you
week.
go.
Twins.
Congrats, sir.
Yes, so congrats on him and Emily. And that's all I have in my mind right now. So
Nick, who do you got?
I got to shout out my parents, obviously, for making me and borning me into this world. My wife for being super awesome and super hot. In terms of music stuff, David Rudabaugh owns White Swan Coffee Lab, still doing stuff with that. He has been one of our biggest supporters from day one. Jack Daniels, of course, but also I want to give a shout out to Steve Tyner, who did a lot of the recording of the vocals on Anti-Orthodox. He's part of the reason it turned out so well. Yeah, and then any place that's ever let us play there, whether it be like, Lamasco, Docks, any venue, we appreciate it. Hit us up on Forthright Facebook, and then also forthrightshop.com to get all your merch needs met.
Forthright the band on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Forthright the band on
underscore
Forthright, the band.
Yes.
And all the listeners too. You got to shout them out, dude.
Oh,
They're
of course.
crushing it.
Yes,
They're crushing it.
All 15 of you. No, I'm just kidding.
No, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, one more shout out, my friends in Symphony of Heaven. They're a great ironically blackened Christian death metal band.
Fuck.
Check them out.
Mm-hmm. Check them out, guys. And thank you guys so much for your time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Guys, you guys got to check these guys out. So I just want to say thank you to all the listeners of the Days Grimm. Thank you for hearing out my guy Nick and my guy TB over here from Forthright.
Woo woo.
So just thank you guys very much for your time, first and foremost. And thanks for sharing all the details. You know what I mean? That's you just helped everybody get to know you. So this has been another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm, and you better hit that fucking subscribe button.
Like and subscribe on YouTube. And this is Tyler from Forthright. This is Nick from Forthright. Check them out. I love you.
Good night.